Thanks. That was quick. Everybody refresh. Will you guys type in the chat refresh if you could? Oh, it's doing that thing. Damn, it's doing this thing where it doesn't let me play the music in the fucking background. Why? It does this once in a blue moon. Makes no sense to me. The second I start the music, it shuts the screen off. Thanks, Caroline. I saw you say that earlier. Dude, the wind is crazy right now. That could have something to do with the shitty cell phone service. Can I be on the van wall now? Oh shit, you subscribed. Of course you can be on the wall. Let's go. I gotta write you on the wall though. That's oil from my car. Oh yeah, you guys, when somebody subscribes, we all gotta drop an emote. Did we choose one yet? What was the one that we choose? What's like the, oh my god, somebody subscribed, let's spam the emote thing. You know what I'm saying? Caroline, I heard you say that for the third time. In the chat there. I read that. Oof. Yeah, that rough start sound is the one thing that worried me. And the shifting between first and second gears is a little worrisome, but it froze on your end, so I didn't hear a response anytime. Oh. Dude, this phone is so fucking glitched out. The music's gonna stop the second the screen comes on. See? Fuck. Now I'm stuck in an ad break with you guys. Oh, interesting. Yeah, mine makes that kind of sound when I start it. It's like crunk. Oh, it wants me to watch ads. Maybe that's when I get stuck. Three years and 19 days and 20 hours. Wow. So 4 hours from now is when you first followed me on Twitch. Must have been some late night at the end of a YouNow stream being like, okay, follow me on Twitch tonight. Like before I even streamed. This is a handy little wrench here though, guys. This thing. 17mm 12-point offset box wrench. That's right, guys. No tensioner can hide from this motherfucker right here. Can we go to McDonald's? Kind of want to. I kind of want to, honestly. Oh, nah. I'm trying to eat healthy because I feel like I have like COVID or something. I feel like I'm dying. I don't know if you guys know that about me, but the last week I felt like I've been dying. That's why I haven't been streaming that much. But yeah, it's a 17, and this is the size for the tensioner. You pull it, and then you stick a little fucking pin in there, and then you pull this away, and it's stuck untensioned. And there's a 19 on the other side. I don't think I'll ever fucking see a 19. I don't think I'm ever going to need any of this shit. You can use 12-point wrenches on a 6 socket, like a 6-sided socket. It'll work, but there's more chance of, like, you know, slipping and fucking up the bolt. But yeah, this is great. I had a whole set of like 14 of these. It's a huge fucking set. And all I needed was this one. So when I was done working on the van and this was the only one from that whole set, I was like, dude, I need to fucking return this set. I don't need these tools. And I just bought this one singular. Granted, you know.
Did you see the picture I sent you in private Discord message? Thought you can share with Discord.
No, I didn't. Let's turn the air on. Let's see if the heat works. Yeah, I think the heat's working. I can't wait till I have a better chat phone, you guys. It's so hard to do anything on this phone. To be like a multitasking and stuff. Start working in a car 2 minutes in, 5 minutes in, rest of the day. That is a very accurate meme. That is. It's so true. Here, let me post it on the Discord. Yep. All we need outside of this is a nice impact drill. But I can use the guy's impact drill. But eventually I'd like to buy a new impact drill and driver set for myself, because there's no way I'm going to be able to get those fuckers off, those bolts off the engine without an impact drill. Say if I'm in an emergency situation and I don't have that, that's not good, you know? I'm dying, I can't have McDonald's. Yeah, we should make merch. We should make some kind of merch, but merch doesn't make me any money, you know? So you just need to, like, let that be known. But I could definitely make something so you feel like you can have, like, a little token of all of our time here or something. I'm not the type of person who likes to make bullshit. merch. So I'd rather make sure that it's like good, and you know. So and maybe that'd be kind of cool though, to actually have a shirt or some kind of merch that people can keep. Okay, let's not get fucking sideswiped by the speed racers around here. Yeah, the air that's coming out of the heat right now is cold. So yeah, big things as in like we're gonna pray that when I fix my van next time that there's no more leak. And then after that we're gonna do all kinds of fun stuff. Go to different beach towns. Hang out in cool places. Think about what kind of cool adventures we're gonna go on, because now it's starting to get nice out. I'm gonna get my guitar out. We're gonna just have some more fun streaming. I think it might take way too long. I don't think I can just go in, but I have like these old collectible bills. At some point we're gonna do a stream that's titled like, I found money in this street, oh my god. And it's gonna be a white lie, because it's not gonna have just happened, which the title will probably give the implication that it just happened. But I was taking a walk a long time ago, and I found an envelope with money in it. You know, it's like everybody's dream, like literally type shit you see in your dreams. And yeah, so I have like these 100-year-old banknotes, and it's kind of crazy. So I kind of want to like at least make it into content somehow. We're not gonna like stage me finding it, but we're gonna definitely be like, oh my god, found money. And then we're going to see, the thing is I might have to have it like appraised and then given like certain certified grades by people who are like experts with old notes. And then sometimes those places will buy it off you, but for way less. Like say if you had like $1,000 bill, and then you sold that $1,000 bill on eBay, you'd get like $3,000 for it. But if you sold it to one of these places that like to buy money, they're gonna give you like half that, you know? They're gonna try to give you half that. So it might be like a whole ass ongoing project, which I would love to see move faster so that I can have some money out of it. Dude, these roads are so dog shit. It's insane. I don't even know how the fuck these roads, you know, I don't understand how they... I feel like it was having trouble downshifting just now. I mean, maybe I'm just thinking too much, or maybe I'm noticing new things. Who knows? Okay. Alright, so it's raining. It wasn't supposed to rain today, but that's okay. It did say we were going to get 2 days of rain, and then it said we're only going to get 1, and then this is just the just kidding, we're getting 2. Oh yeah, there's glass right there. I meant to get out my broom and shit and sweep up this glass. Fuck, I wonder if I rode over that when I just backed out earlier. That fucking tweaker ass motherfucker broke glass in the street and left it there, and it's still been there since that day. That was mine. Let's see if the heat works. Yay! The heat works! That's comforting because, you know, when it's cold and rainy, it won't matter in the summer, but when it's cold and rainy, man, it's so nice to have the heat working. Excuse me. Oh, I just ran out of windshield wiper fluid. I forgot. That's what I need to get. Fuck, everything costs money. I need to get some wiper fluid, and I need to get another thing of coolant. So I'll have to do that like tomorrow morning. I was thinking of doing it tonight. Maybe after I get off stream, I'll go by the auto parts store. Ugh, but I don't need it if it's raining. Nice. I don't know what happened to him. I think he robbed so many people he had to leave the area just to be safe, you know. The block was starting to get hot. Oh no, look, the fruit stand guy's, he's packing all his shit up. He's smart though. I think on days where he thinks it's gonna rain, he keeps the van here. That van right there is like the fruit stand guy's van. Your best friend. Dude, if it's windy tomorrow too, I don't want to work on my van. I'm so sick of the wind. When I did work on my van, it was like 30-mile-an-hour gusts of wind. And it's so risky to do work on like opening up lines and opening up parts of your engine, and dust and random shit goes in there. It could be bad. So like normally people do work inside of a mechanic's shop, you know? And I'm doing it out in the elements. Even though I'm in that yard, the front end of my van is like pointed towards the opening of the fence. So it's open on one side while I'm working. What, for glass? I look at them every single day, so I'll make sure I look at them at some point today. So now it's raining and windy. I did need this for my windshield though. Remember when I would stream in the backyard in Santa Barbara on YouNow, and it would rain, but it would like all go over the overhang behind me, so I could like be outside even if it rained all day. I could still stream outside all day. That was fun. It's crazy because looking back, I always enjoyed those streams more than any other streams I did on that platform. So it kind of says a lot about how much I'd rather be streaming outside. Tapestry you used back in those days. Yeah, what tapestry was that one? I forget. The one was already there, the mannequin was already there, but I hung another one up to block the light. I can't remember either. I think it was just this portal one, honestly. I don't think it was like a rectangle shaped one. Yeah, yesterday when I got the pressure tester, I was like, yay, I can test the pressure, and it's like raining. And I was like, God damn it. Like, it's hard to look for a leak when it's raining. Not impossible, but hard. Yeah, shit. I need to get windshield fluid. It lasted me about 6 months. Last time it was filled. I use it a lot though. It's gonna be nice to not feel landlocked to this area. One of my goals is to find places with good service on the way down to San Diego soon. And yeah, I'm only gonna attack my engine, I think, one more time before I say, fuck it, I'm going to San Diego anyways. Just because it's like, it's just, I don't know. I want to see new things. I want to wake up in new places. That's kind of the whole point. I don't want to wake up at this fucking neighborhood every day. But I have put a lot of time and effort into working on my van, so it's a valid time spent. Feels like a nice little safe zone here too. Very familiar with the area. So are you guys at this point. You did some of the work? Yeah, I did. Were you always parked here like when you started? Yeah, pretty much. Just during the day though. But yeah, I did some of the work. I opened up my whole engine and I replaced the water pump and a bunch of other parts. And it's still fucking leaking. The new water pump is leaking just like the old one. And the old one wasn't even toast. You know, like the old water pump, when I took it off and compared it to the other one, it didn't seem like it's a faulty water pump. It seems like it was just leaking a little bit. I don't know. Either way, what I'm saying is that I replaced the old one with the new one, and it's still leaking like the same as it used to, which isn't like pouring out coolant. It's just kind of dripping slowly, only when it's running. But yeah, so unfortunately, that means I need to open everything back up and do it all again. Better this time. Slower. Wow, fruit stand guy just got hit with the rainstorm out of nowhere. Weld it yourself kit will be next. Oh my god. That'd be the craziest thing for me to try to start doing is become a welder. Fruitcake stand is like a metaphor for life. Exactly. Fruit stand guy. Yeah, well, you know, money talks. If they found out that it's the hard pipe and it's leaking from there, then I'd have to buy a new one, and that's $100 and a trip to San Diego. But you know, but when I was looking at it last night, I feel like I could see from underneath that it's leaking where the seal is. It's not leaking from that other pipe. So we'll see. It's nice because it's supposed to take about 30 minutes to get up to 10th if you're just idling. And we're at about that. We're at 27 minutes on the stream. I restarted the stream. I drove here. It took me 2 seconds to get here. I've been idling for almost 30 minutes. And we're still not even at temp yet, which is only because I've had the heat on. So it's distributing that extra heat back into here from the engine. But yeah, that's good. Good. So usually before I start the stream, I have to make sure that I've charged this with my little cigarette lighter outlet. Charge my chat phone. I have to make sure that my phone is charged, my other phone. I have a bunch of battery banks for the router and for backup battery. I have to make sure all those are charged in case I go out and do like adventures and shit. But when I'm just in the van, a lot of the streams, like when you see me on for like 7 or 8 hours, I'm literally powered by this cigarette outlet. So I'm destroying my battery slowly but surely, but it's kind of worth it. What the fuck was that sound? Was that my... Wow, it really decided to start coming down, huh? No rain in the forecast. Imagine if I decided to do an IRL stream and be on foot, and this shit wasn't on the radar. All of a sudden it just starts pissing rain like this. I need to consider that. I need to bring like a rainproof cover for my bag or something. So if like I need to abandon ship, I can just like do it like that. They really should have created the gutters on these things better, because it drips right here when you're sitting and it's leaning towards the curb, and then you'll definitely start getting rust right there before anywhere else on your vehicle. I think the van will be a lot happier too when I do a nice oil change soon. Get a little fresh oil in there. I know it's dark as night. It's dirty, dark. Hasn't been changed in 10,000 miles or more. This is rainbow weather though. We might get a big old rainbow at some point. Dude, my neck has been so stiff today. Yesterday, I like pulled a muscle under the van, trying to look up. And with this weather, I'm an old man. I'm an old man. Oh. So the benefit to me sitting here with it running like this is my chat phone will be charged when I get off stream, so it'll be charged for tomorrow. Are you just gonna admire the rain for the rest of the day? I mean, I can't think about anything else because it's fucking pouring rain and I'm in a van, so pretty much. It doesn't look like it's gonna end anytime soon, because all the clouds are really dark out that way, and that's where they come from. But yeah, this is perfect because I'd already been streaming for like 6+ hours, and my battery in my van is probably dying after that, so it's nice to have the alternator running a little bit, charge it back up a little bit, just trickle charge it and idle. Yo, look at that sprinter. Look at that. That's a baller sprinter right there. Fuck. That's like an $85,000 sprinter that just drove by. You know that person's never touched a bolt under that fucking hood once in their life. They probably never even opened the hood on their own. Oh, nice. Dude, it came down fast. Like the storm drains aren't even accepting all the fucking water. It's already starting to pool up. Like, shit came out of nowhere. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome back. If you're just showing back up, we lost the stream earlier for a microsecond. Right now we're just running the van, letting the van battery charge up a little bit. So usually when I end stream, my chat phone is at like 5% and I'm about to end stream. And then I have to charge this thing throughout the day or tomorrow morning before stream. And luckily with quick charge, this thing only takes like 30 minutes to get to full charge. But it's nice that I'm charging it before I end instead of after. Yeah, I can't wait to have solar, you guys. Fuck. Like, the idea of having extra batteries is good, but the idea of having solar is just amazing. Saw a dark sky when you were leaving the store? Yeah. Yeah. The way that we were driving down the street, that's where all the clouds come from, too. So, whatever you saw on the way here is going to keep passing over till it gets to the ocean. Never once in my life have I ever seen weather come from the ocean to the land here in California. It always comes from the mountains into the city towards the beach. At least here. Like where I grew up in Michigan, you could watch a storm come across the lake towards you. Eventually it'd finally make its way to you. But you only ever see it coming from land here. Well, it seemed to have slowed down a lot. Yeah, running. Okay, guys, if your engine is ever overheating, turn your heat on. Turn the heat on in your car immediately. I know it sounds crazy and it might stress you out to be hotter, like especially if it's in the summer and your vehicle's overheating. But if your vehicle is overheating, turn the heat on the highest heat that you can, at the highest vent power that you can, because it's going to reduce the heat. It's going to take that heat and put it inside your vehicle. Solar, maybe we should put in a windmill. I know, right? Seriously, at this point, I agree. I had a peanut butter banana sandwich on sprouted grain bread. Damn! The only thing that would make that better is having like a tall glass of cashew milk, unsweetened, or unsweetened almond milk with it, to be able to like take a sip every time you take a bite. That would be the missing key in that scenario with me. The fruit guy had to come out of his van to make a sale. I wonder if somebody like pulled up to buy fruit and then just like ran back into their car when it started raining. Because the rain just stopped and he's already making a sale. He just got out of his van to... See, I think if you're like if you're Mexican, you get some kind of discount. Because it's like expensive. Like, how much are the fruit cups in fucking on Venice waterfront? They're like $8. Like $8, bruh. You're making more money than I ever will by selling that shit for $8. Might be one of his regulars. He knows. Yeah, could be. I would assume. Probably gets a good mix of first-time customers that he never sees again, and then a bunch of return customers. Because, I mean, freshly cut fruit, I mean, that shit sells itself. Type a 1 in the chat if you're here, if you're hanging out. Don't be shy. I did end stream and started a new one earlier, so I hope that if you stuck around that you're hoping you're doing all right over there. Over there. Thank you, Cassie. Free from depression, Rainbow Raccoon. Oh yeah. So I kind of wanted to get a longer one of these because when I feel like you get a lot more like oomph, get a lot more leverage with like a longer one. But honestly, I think 8 inches is long enough. Out of context, that sounds weird, but look, like this one is like probably 10 inches, I guess. With that much difference, it really gives you a lot of extra torque that you can put on it. We'll see. Oh, the moon looks epic right now in Virginia. I think the moon rises here around this time, actually. So like once it gets a little darker, we'll start seeing it. I'm a potato. I'm a potato. You know what they make? They make these chairs that cost like $2,000 or more, and they can fit on these brackets for these seats, And they make 360-degree swivel captain chairs. So like this one could turn around, which I think would be sick as fuck. That's kind of like big baller upgrade type shit. Like spend a few grand just so one of your seats can rotate. But I get it. I see the merit. It really changes the usage. Because you get these front seats and all you can really do is just sit there and stare forward, right? But if you can turn these motherfuckers around, I mean, shit. Welcome in, everybody. Hi, my name is Danny. If you're new here, don't be shy to say hi in the chat. If you want to be properly greeted, now's a great time. We have a bunch of good people here. Our community's very chill. Our mods are dominated by women. You'll see a lot of them in the chat. Some of them are non-binary. But I don't think we have any guys who are mods. What's wrong with this picture, you guys? Where's all the mods that are guys? Because when, basically I've already explained it like this, is like that the girls who ended up being mods or non-binary, they are the least problematic people that have ever come into the stream. And they are the least, they're de-escalators, and they understand like when I feel a certain way about something, they kind of like feel the same thing. And I have met some guys who are like that, but they mod in other people's streams, and I never want to be one of those people who looks like I'm trying to use someone else's experience or generosity to help me, because it's not like a deciding factor between me like having a good stream or not is having more mods or not having more mods. But with all that being said, I do want to be open to having more mods. It would be nice if it's like not so sliding in one scale to the certain gender, because I feel like it'll make everybody feel more comfortable to have like men and women and theys and thems who are there in the chat, I guess. I don't know how else to say that, but yeah, if you guys ever are considering wanting to be a mod, and if you're, you know, the way that you've treated yourself in the community and my presence around me whenever I see you, if the stars align, if you feel like you'd make a good mod, let me know. I give people a chance, especially if they don't have an image or icon by their name. I like the ones that are using handicap vans where they come out of the van low to the ground. Oh. But yeah, either way, what I'm saying is that if you're a dude and you think that you'd be a good mod here, and you seem to just frequent here often, it's not about you being here all the time or anything like that. I would like to add more mods to the force. So keep that in mind, guys out there listening. I know there's some first-time chatter who wants to be like, even me? But no, probably not you. Sorry. But maybe one day. No, I'm too cynical. I'm suspicious if the person doesn't have an icon or image by their name unless you say to follow them. Oh, okay. Yeah, what you said last time was like, I interpreted that in the opposite way, just so you know. I was like, I thought you said the opposite. Bruh, I want mac and cheese and I want it now. You're adding someone to the wall? Did I forget to add somebody to the wall? Hold on, actually. Honestly, I think I did earlier. Like yesterday or 2 days ago or some shit. Wait, did I put Krissa up there? Yeah, I did. I actually did miss one at some point. Hold on, let me find it. I guess we could just do what I used to do and say, if you're subscribed and I didn't write your name on the wall this month, please let me know. I'm like in yesterday's chat. Oh God, no, there's a lot of chatting today. Holy shit, it's crazy. Crazy Cyber. Wait, I didn't write your name down. Oh, I did actually. What am I talking about? Who did I miss? I actually missed someone. Micah Lule. No, I wrote that down. Okay, never mind. I guess I didn't. They subbed when you were in the parking lot and they really wanted on the wall. Forgot their name? Wait, when I was in the parking lot? Okay, let me see. I can find that. That's easy. Oh, Zenit. Yeah. No, I put them up there. I wrote them up there. Yep, I got it. So you guys, if you're wondering what I'm talking about, I have this wall with all these sticky notes going across my van. And I'm going to keep doing it as far and wide as I can. But yeah, that's just from this year. So these are all the subs from January, February, and March. Welcome back. Oh, I should have bought some tomato paste. Making mac and cheese. I'm not really hungry for it, but I kind of feel like if I made a snack, I'd be smart. Because I had a lot of caffeine today, and I feel like it's suppressing my appetite. Gotta get that gluten. That gluten in my body. I'm always hungry for mac and cheese. All I can say is it works because it's easy. Especially if you want a snack. But it's not gonna satiate your hunger, you know. But it's a nice cheap snack. Luckily I just got that organic Annie's, you know. I like that the noodles, they're non-GMO. There's no sugar added into the cheese blend. very basic when you think about it. I mean, it might make you feel full, but it's not like good for you to feel full off noodles every day. Eventually your body's gonna be like, you're dead. Time out for life. Okay. Let's open some windows. If it starts raining, damn. But if it doesn't, hell yeah. See, like, I have an array of like different kinds of batteries that I tend to use here. I have these little ones, 5,000 milliamp hours. I have these ones, 20,000 milliamp hours. I have two of these too. These ones are dope. They charge really fast. And then I have this obnoxious one, which is the same milliamp hours as this little one, but it's a gigantic fucking jackery one because it has this DC outlet in the back, which in hindsight isn't really that helpful. You end up using these ones way more. So it's a giant 20, basically for the same size, you could just get two of these and for the same price and have 40,000 milliamp hours. Can you get other things? You can get other things in packets too. Wait, what are you talking about? What do you mean? What do you mean, Meng? Like soup? Like soup and loop? See that? One hand without even pushing it in. Okay, we need to get some WD-40. Or next time I'm hanging out with Luis, he had some WD-40 on him. I need to WD-40 a couple spots on here and see if it opens that easy. Because every time this thing is wet, I don't have to like push it and dent my door in. Wow, you can really see where I push it in. I mean, I can. I'm sure nobody else will. Yeah, I wonder why it's that much easier when it's wet. Cheese packets, soup packets, seasoning packets, chickpeas and beans or rice and packets. Yeah, that's true. I can't believe that I dyed all my stuff pink on accident. It's kind of crazy. It sure does smell nice though. It's cool. Add a little color to my life. And then the couple shirts that got dyed pink too. How did that happen? It happened because all those rags that I bought, you know, like, and if I ever do laundry around any of you guys, I promise I won't mix any of your shit with weird stuff. I did it because it was my shit and I don't give a fuck. So I bought all these shop rags for when I was working on the van. And I told myself, they're kind of cheap. I'll just fucking end up throwing them away when they're all oily because I don't want to wash those with my clothes and I don't want to pay money to wash a big fucking machine with a tiny little load in it. So yeah, basically the dye from whatever is in these rags came out and dyed 2 of my shirts pink and my white towel pink. But technically a tiny little bleach washing run would turn them back white. But yeah, I washed all of my work rags. So all of these, which may or may not have been thrown out, I didn't throw them out. Instead, I just cleaned them up. Now they're all nice and clean and fresh. I can use the shit out of them again for cleaning the engine, for cleaning the van, cleaning whatever. Yeah, I like pink too. It's a good color for sure. Oh shit, on a shingle. Damn, I never noticed for almost an hour that I didn't put the fucking overlay up. Wait, what is this? Oh, I know what that is. Oh, I know what that shit is. That shit. Just got back. Mom called. Had to respond. All right. Mom doing okay? Less spliff, you lost but now found. I knew where it was. I was just playing. I remember a long time ago, one of my friends, like, he traveled from like California to Detroit, and he was like, he opened up his bag when he got to Detroit and was like, oh my god, I forgot this blunt was in here. He's like, I can't believe I flew with that, damn. And then he was like, matter of fact, shit, I'm about to bring one every time since that worked. I was just like, it's funny watching somebody find their stash. Be like, oops. Nice. Yeah, Florida's like a snowbird place, you know? People have these dreams. It's almost like the dream that people have of coming to California. That same dream exists for like older people with Florida. They're like, one day I'm gonna move to Florida. You're like, okay, mom. My mom and my sister said that they were gonna move to Florida one day. Neither of them have done it. I think my sister was super close to buying a house in Florida too. Maybe she owns a house in Florida, but just never fucking lived there. I don't even know. She was very close to living there. Doesn't seem like it's happening. I'd rather her not even done that. I love her, support her, but as long as she is happy. Your mom wants to retire to Mexico? Hell yeah! Viva la Mexico! Ciudad de Mexico? Y Tulum? Go on vacations? Like if you live in Mexico and then you go on like staycations in Mexico. You're like, okay, now I'm gonna go to Puerto Vallarta, or whatever the heck it's called. Or I'm gonna go to Oaxaca, or I'm gonna go to Tulum. There's so many cool places. She's considering but hasn't retired yet. To go to Mexico? Mexico's a crazy move. Like, if you're an online person and you make all your money online, you should probably move somewhere where it's not as expensive. If you can do everything you can do remotely, you shouldn't fucking live in LA. I learned that. You know what I mean, though? Like, say if you're a social media person and you make money online and you have different streams of revenue coming from different platforms, fuck, man, move to Mexico. It's like $500 a month for rent, you know? Imagine signing a 12-month lease and it's like $6,000 for the whole year. And you wouldn't believe it, but there's a lot of resources in Mexico that are similar to here, you know? They have all your favorite fucking vape pods, you know? They have all the random shit that you think the United States has a stronghold on, and they don't. Everything you ever needed and ever wanted is also in Mexico. What up, Stoner? How you doing? How you been? It's good to see you. Yeah, 100% the best way is to learn by immersion. So even if you only know a little bit, you'll learn so much because your brain is like, okay, I have to figure out what they're saying, you know? Or you use the little bit that you know and then you piece together with the interaction and stuff with what they were saying. Like, oh shit, okay, well that must have meant this because we're talking about this, and etc., etc. So you start learning things pretty quickly when you're immersed. Yeah. It's obvious that immersion is the best, but when you actually go into a foreign country and you do as best as you can to immerse yourself and learn the language, it is clear as day that that is absolutely the best way to learn. Dude, I know people who live in other countries that still don't fucking speak the language of that country. And they're not even like English teachers or anything, you know? It's just like they just only speak English. ¿Cuánto español puedes hablar, Danny? Estoy aprendiendo español, pero it's not the best. Es muy malo. Pero no mames way, I speak it no matter even if I fuck it up, honestly. I don't want to fuck it up, but I'll fuck it up because I want to try. My biggest problem is that when people speak Spanish really fast. Like, talk to me like I'm a baby. Please. Just here for my usual spiritual cleansing. Dude, I should have just made a bunch of quesadillas. That sounds more fun. I like fast Spanish, but not when I'm trying to learn, because I can speak it fast. But, you know, you can get a lot more in real quick when you say it fast, which is efficient. I'm making mac and cheese. The hunger struck. I want a hot bowl of cheesy mac. That's right. You guys, who's coming to TwitchCon? Who's coming to TwitchCon San Diego? We got April, May, June, July, August. We have 5 months in between now and September. So we have about 5 months to decide how epic we want our lives to be. Nice. Dude, when I used to live in San Diego, I was like, everybody can come stay at my house. Like, you can sleep in my bed. I'll sleep in the fucking couch. You know, like, I just wanted everybody to come and not feel like, oh, but it costs so much. That is like the one thing I don't like about not having a place that I'm not, you know, because I'm not renting right now. That's the one thing, is that, like, if there was an event going on, I could convince everybody to come because I'll fucking feed you and house you. And you could sleep in my bed. I'll sleep outside in my van, you know? So, like, a lot more people were like, ooh, I'm more interested in coming now because of your accommodation offer. but it sucks. I mean, well, I have the van. Fuck. You guys bring like, come a few days early, pitch me like $50 each, and we'll modify the van so that the van is just a giant bed. Like a huge bed with like curtains in between so everyone can have a little privacy. And we can turn my van into like a 4-person sleeper. Mexican Cassie gets discounts. Mexican Cassie, oh fuck, man. The shag wagon? No. I think that dude, if it was the difference between people coming and not coming, I swear to God, we'll go to Home Depot together, we'll buy the wood, we'll go somewhere and buy a fucking mattress, and we'll make this into we can sleep 4 people. And then you guys could always come to the streams later on and be like, dude, I slept in that van. I fucking camped with that guy. And that person is another chatter. Oh, that's the mod. That's their mod. Look at that. Like, that'd be so fun to create some real life moments that were really memorable like that. Because most of the time at TwitchCon, people are just like, oh my God, my favorite streamer's here. And it's really like parasocially awkward. I'm not saying for me. People don't come up to me like that shit. But that's the overall, like, highlight. Is like, ooh, I'm watching this person that in no other world would I ever get to meet them or see them. But I am down to fucking do something that's more authentic, I guess. Kind of sweet. But either way, yeah, buy your tickets, buy your hotels, guys. No one's gonna want to sleep in the van. Just fucking do it. I'm gonna come up to you exactly like that just because you said it. My first TwitchCon, I think I had like 2,000 followers on Twitch. And I didn't know anybody. People were like, oh my God, Dream is here. Dream, did you see Dream's face reveal? Hooah! And I was like, who the fuck is Dream? Like, people were frothing. And I'm not trying to exaggerate and make fun of anybody, because I think the whole thing is great. I love Twitch. I don't care if there's any hierarchy. Let people be obsessed with their favorite streamers. I don't give a fuck. I love this platform. But my first Twitch, you guys, it might feel like this for you. You're gonna get there and people are gonna go, oh shit, that's so-and-so. And you're gonna be like, okay, nice. Are they in your community? And you're gonna be like, no. They're like a big streamer. Like, they pull like 10 to 30, 40,000, 50,000 per stream at once. You know, like their chat is like, and my first TwitchCon, everybody was pointing out those people, and they weren't telling me like anything about them except for the fact that they're excited that they're there. So I was like, okay, I feel weird because I don't know who any of these fucking people are. And then last year at Las Vegas TwitchCon, I pretty much recognized everybody and anybody. And even the people I didn't recognize, I already understood that like there's people outside of my view and sphere, like gamers and people that play certain games. Okay, Cassie. But yeah, there's just like I felt way more familiar last year than I did the first year I went to TwitchCon. And so there's a lot of that. There's just like a lot of people that are going for their first time and they're like, I don't really know who anybody is, but this platform's dope and I love that everybody's excited and this is cool. And then there's people who just go every year, who've been going every year. There's tons of people who just show up, try to have the best weekend of their life, meet their community. There's people that show up and they entertain. Like, there's streamers, lots of streamers and community members who do cosplay. And I know everything I'm saying sounds like every other convention, but like, to see it specifically for Twitch is pretty cool. I mean, you'll see like streamers doing cosplay, community members doing cosplay. It's a lot of work and a lot of money to invest in a really good cosplay, pick a good character and feel like you embody that and you love it, and to do that in a public setting around thousands and thousands of people that you've never met. I don't know, it's just pretty awesome. It's really cool, man. Like, I was taken aback by it a lot. Like, my first TwitchCon, I didn't even recognize anybody, but I felt what I've felt at every TwitchCon since. I've like been like, wow, these are like my people. Like, I get these people. I get it. And even when I didn't know anybody, I still felt that way. But yeah, it's cool to see all the effort and all the vendors and all the people. There's a big difference between the sponsors and the vendors. You know, the whole event is paid for by sponsors. The sponsors pay hundreds of thousands of dollars per day to have their shit in there. And the sponsors pay shit tons of money to send their employees to go work at the event. And the sponsors are pretty much the reason why the event happens. So if you see Honda, or you see Nvidia, or you see fucking any of these huge named sponsors, you know, unfortunately, you kind of want to appreciate that, because they're the only reason that TwitchCon would ever happen, because they're not going to dish out all that money to put on an event for us without sponsors. So there's a lot of sponsors. You walk around, like Elgato's there, and they're like, look at our new webcam, and you're like, I've already seen that shit. And then there's all kinds of interactive gaming display like vendors that you'll have like this huge section with a bunch of computers, and if you sign up you can play in a tournament. And there's like these craft vendors that are artists that do like anime art, and I don't think there's any AI art allowed, or at least there wasn't like the last 2 years. And you know, people that make buttons and rugs and pins and quilts and handmade goods. A lot of it anime related, mostly sort of like anime convention vendors. And then there's a little bit of food. There's always like some food being distributed. In San Diego, they literally just had like burritos and nachos and cheese, and I think that's almost all they fucking had. And then in Las Vegas, they had like food trucks outside by the band area, and then inside there was a whole food court in the convention center. So that was really different. One had a lot of food and one had like no food. But there is food. And I don't know if you guys know much about how these conventions go, but basically you walk into this big ass building and everybody's going in there at the same time. And then once you kind of get a grasp of where you are and where everything else is, you look at like a map, or you just walk around and find shit. There's all these vendors, there's sponsors, there's streamers, there's communities, there's workshops, there's panels. So as you walk around the convention center, there'll be these huge open areas, and usually these huge open areas have a lot going on. But as you're walking through these huge convention centers, there's hallways, because these centers are made for large conventions of all sorts, and they have these private rooms. So you walk around and you look for certain rooms, and this room will be like ethical gaming, and then at 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. and then in the same room from 5:30 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. will be Dan Clancy talks about, you know, something. And then they'll have like that same kind of shit, like community meetups, like Minecraft speedrunner meetup, and they'll have them in these little rooms. So technically, even if you don't know shit about shit, you can just walk around and like walk into rooms and be like, this is cool, and check everything out and listen to the speeches and the panels. And on the, I forget which day, I think it's the last day at TwitchCon. Maybe it's not the last day, I don't know. There's one day where they do this thing called patch notes. Patch notes is just like a huge update on where we've come, where we're at, and where we're going. And then patch notes, and during TwitchCon at patch notes, they always announce something really important. And they always try to like make it good. So you always kind of have to look forward. It's almost like when Apple, you know, towards the end of the year around fall and Christmas, they release a new iPhone. They always give you news at the end of the year about it finally. It's kind of what Twitch usually does, is they wait to tell us about big updates and stuff at that day on TwitchCon. Bro, there's way too much noodles here. How do I store some of these for later? TwitchCon San Diego is really cool for those of you guys who like to be lawless. You can just step right outside in San Diego at TwitchCon and hit a vape pen. You can step outside and light up a big fat blunt. And the security guard might walk outside and step next to you, but he's just taking a break or wants to hit the blunt. So it's definitely a unique environment as far as that goes. I know that it being 420 friendly isn't really a huge deal for most of the people that are going to go there. But for some of them, it's going to be like heaven. They're going to be so happy, feel so free, be able to go outside, get ripped, walk around town, smoke in public, drink at the Gaslight District, which is in San Diego, where they're going to have TwitchCon this year. It's kind of like this little Marina Bay area. It's not necessarily like beachfront. So when you think San Diego and you think the beach, TwitchCon is not at the beach. You're at the water, and you could walk a couple miles down to a nice beach, or you can drive. But where TwitchCon is, it's like this little epicenter where you can take these hikes around like the marina and these waterways. It's like a bay area kind of. And if you're facing the building at TwitchCon, it's this huge convention center, and behind it you can walk all these paths for miles. So if you guys ever want to take a long walk and take a breath and walk away from TwitchCon for a little bit and take a little adventure, we can do that. Go walk by the water. But when you walk out of TwitchCon in San Diego and you look straight in front of you, there's this one main street, and they call it the Gaslamp District. And that street is where all the restaurants are and all the bars. So, like, the difference, because Las Vegas gave people a lot of shit to walk around and look at, gave people opportunity to go see all kinds of like sightseeing and see cool buildings and cool casinos and see the Sphere and gamble for their first time or whatever, go out for dinner, try cool shit they saw on TikTok food reels or whatever. And San Diego's different. The only thing you can really do is walk across the street to the Gaslamp District, and it's just restaurants, and it's like a half mile of just restaurants and bars. So everybody after TwitchCon goes there and eats out, and people meet each other and run into each other on the street, and all the bigger streamers are usually leave right away, and then all the mid-sized to small streamers like hang out and they IRL stream and stuff, and you'll end up meeting cool people at restaurants or walking around exploring just that little street afterwards. So it's kind of cool in that way. But if you have transportation, or if you have Google Maps or Apple Maps and you look up and you look Ocean Beach up, Ocean Beach is a really nice area, and you can just go hang out at the beach there and walk around town, and you get to see a lot more of like downtown beachside San Diego if you go to Ocean Beach, which is just a part of San Diego. Let's see. I'm gonna store some of these fucking noodles inside of this. You know what we did in San Diego last time is we brought like all of our sound bath equipment, and I brought my drum and stuff, and we brought it all to the convention center, and I did a sound bath with some other streamers, some pros. We did a really nice sound bath, and hung out with some friends that we knew from the community and stuff, and it's pretty sick. It was a lot of work too, because I fucking I had to carry a bunch of shit. I had to like go to TwitchCon carrying my drum and all this other shit. I didn't find San Diego very interesting when I visited there, but I'd totally go for TwitchCon if I was able. Okay. Yeah, honestly, I'm telling you, it's about where you go. There's a few spots in San Diego that will make you be like, oh, this is definitely some of the reasons people are obsessed with this place. There's a couple Holy fuck. Really? Yeah, the gas lamp district just seems like a great place to have like a big dinner and bar action with your friends and stuff. Passed out and shit yourself in the communal. I could read that 10 times over and it'll still hit like the first time I've ever read it, which was just a second ago. Yeah. Anybody else ever shit themselves in this stream? People hate it when people talk about shit on stream. It's like kryptonite. I fell asleep sitting on the toilet, forgot to wipe, so the next day I was walking around and was like, man, what is going on with my... What the fuck, dude? I sharded myself Wednesday. Okay, guys, I take it back. I don't want to know. Let's just pretend I didn't ask. I bit off more than I could chew, guys. I take it all back. Let's change the subject. That's how I ended up purchasing my favorite pair of shorts. Wow. If the whole chat doesn't continue talking about shit, I'll tell you a story. But if I start telling this story and then everybody starts talking about they shit themselves, I don't think it's going to be a good vibe in here. So, you guys down with that? The only time that has ever happened to me was when I was traveling by myself and I flew to Hawaii. And then I went to the Big Island. Or no, I went to Maui and I was living on Maui and I was just like hitchhiking around Maui. I didn't have a car or anything. And I got invited to go to the Big Island. And they were like, oh, there's this event, you should come to this concert, blah, blah, blah. So I flew from Maui to the Big Island. It cost me like $50 to fly from one island to the other. This little island hopper, this tiny little thing. And so they told me where the event was, and it was at like this retreat center, which is also like an organic farm and all this shit. So they have like this center where they're gonna have this concert, and I'm like, sick, I'm gonna go. And then they're like, okay, we'll put you on the guest list if you actually want to come. So I'm like, sick, I'm definitely going. And then I fly to Big Island, and I'm like asking people like, do you know where the wildlife sanctuary is, or whatever the fuck it was called? And then I found my way there. Somebody was like, oh, this is that place. Yeah, the event is happening tomorrow. And they were like, what are you gonna do until tomorrow? And I was like, I don't know, I'm just gonna sleep at this fucking farm where the event is. So like I hid my backpack, and then I started walking around. I went to this farm, and there's like all these buildings and like beautiful rental cabins and stuff. It's Big Island, it's like a gorgeous property. It's like a retreat center and a farm and all this stuff combined. Whoa, Lamborghini. And I decided to like hide my backpack there and then go walk to the nearest town. And I walked around the town. I think I got some food. I met some people. I talked to people about how I was going to be at the thing the next day. And then I started feeling just deathly ill. Like I got sick. All of a sudden I was like, oh my God, I'm going to die. And so my plan was, I want to sleep at this farm. So I literally go to this farm in the Big Island. There's like cacao trees, like beautiful varieties of cacao, like all these like harder to find beautiful, amazing varieties of fruit and things on their property. And so I set my backpack, or I set up underneath a cacao tree and just like passed out, like feeling horrible. I was like, oh my God, my stomach hurts so bad. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna throw up, blah, blah, blah. And so I started getting really, 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 really sick. And then I started feeling like, oh, I'm gonna throw up. Oh God, I'm gonna have diarrhea. Oh God, I'm gonna die. So I run in the dark to like this building that I saw, and it was like a rental unit. And just out of like pure disparity, I pulled the door handle on this like luxury rental unit, and it opened. And I was like, oh my fucking God. And I like went into this like luxury spa area where they had like a hot tub and showers and like all these really high-end amenities to just like pamper yourself. And I ran into the bathroom where the toilet was and just like had the worst experience of my life. Like I'm shitting my brains out, I'm barfing, I'm going back and forth from shitting and barfing. I'm feeling like I'm gonna die. I'm also breaking and entering into a building that I did not have permission to go into on a farm that I was trespassing on and sleeping under a cacao tree. So I'm making a mess, and I'm like, okay, and I'm like literally drenched in sweat. I'm like looking like I just had a Molly trip. Like I'm sweating, I'm like, ugh, and I'm shaking, and I'm like have goosebumps, but I'm sweating. It's like the craziest thing. I'm having this crazy stomach bug. And then as I'm walking out of the bathroom, I'm about to sneak out, and I'm like, oh my God, thank God I was able to use a bathroom. Like exactly, Therion. I was like, oh my God. And as I'm walking out, I look at the hot tub and I look at the showers, and a thought came to me, and I walked up to the wall and started pushing buttons, and then all of a sudden the hot tub turned on. I was like, huh, and I felt the water and it's hot. And I'm like, oh my God. So I literally went and took a shower, and then I got in the hot tub for like 30 minutes by myself, and just soaked there, and was like, I can't believe somehow this is what happened. And so hear me out. This is the crazy part. Because I had to find that place, that means I left the cacao tree that I was sleeping under. And that means I couldn't find my backpack, which is really important. It's all my belongings, my passport, my ID, everything I needed for traveling and stuff. Not that you need a passport to go to Hawaii, but... And so I go to walk back and find my cacao tree where I was sleeping and lay down and be like, oh my God, I'm so lucky. Thank God I used all those amenities, and I hope they didn't see me. This is years ago, no cameras and shit back then. And like, so I go to look for my backpack, and then my backpack isn't there. And then I start walking, and I see like a bicycle, and I'm like, wait, was somebody else here? Like, did somebody swipe my bag? And then I was like, okay, well, fuck, I guess maybe like, so I start walking around and like looking for it, and I was like freaking out. Like my heart is racing. I'm like, oh God, I thought I made it out of the night good, and now I can't find my backpack. This is so bad. And I think I had like an ounce of hash oil in my bag. That was like the first time I ever flew with like an ounce of oil, and I flew to Hawaii with it, and I felt like I had the most OP stash on planet Earth. And I was just like, no, like my stash. Like I brought like 40 hash suckers, and like a quarter of one of these suckers will knock you out. So I like brought all this shareables and tradables and all these smokables and dabbables and all this stuff. And like the fucking first day I get to Big Island, I like lose my backpack with all that stuff. And I was like, oh no. And then I'm like walking around, and I'm so stressed. I basically like accepted the fact that like everything is gone, all my everything, you know, and like even my phone and everything, like everything I needed. And And then I go out into the parking lot and I'm just stressed. Like I literally leave the farm and I'm just like, no fucking way. And then I walk back to the parking lot of the farm and it's daytime. You know, it's really bright out finally, because this is like all morning I'm looking for my bag in the dark, waiting for the sun to rise. And then I leave and I come back and it's sunny out. And I'm like feeling like shit. I'm like, oh my God, I feel sick again even. Like this sucks, man. This sucks. Everything sucks. And I'm like, oh God, maybe I should go tell the people that own the property that I'm not feeling good and ask them if I can use the resources. Like I'm at the point where I feel like I need that bathroom again. And at some point during that moment of chaotic energy that I was experiencing, I like farted. And I was really sick. And I was really stressed. And I definitely like sharded. And that's the only time it's ever happened in my adult life. And I was sick and stressed and lost my backpack. And then so all of a sudden I have nothing. I'm wearing like a pair of shorts with like underwear underneath. So I like, there's like this tractor. Oh man. There's this tractor on the property. There's this tractor. I'm trying to think if they'll ever see this. So there's this tractor on the property. And so basically I'm sick. There's no resources. I lost my backpack. I'm hitchhiking. I don't have any clear plan of what I'm doing with myself or my life, let alone in that moment, how to handle it. And so all of a sudden I like shit my pants. And I ended up like taking the pants off, or the underwear off, and like cleaning myself and then hiding the poopy underwear. Like a child. I like hid it in like the back side of the wheel of a tractor, you know, like a large tractor, like one that like would just be able to demolish things, like a tractor like that. And it was on the property. It was for the farm, that tractor. And then I hid it. And then guess what happened right after? So I'm really nervous. I'm really embarrassed. I'm really scared that somebody might have seen me, because this happened in the parking lot of this huge property that a ton of people constantly visit. And Rising Appalachia, who are my friends, invited me and put me on the guest list. And everybody on the island's like, oh my God, Rising Appalachia's here. And I was like personally invited by them. So I wanted to like feel like welcomed and feel good about my visit. So I went a couple days early. All that happened was I got sick as fuck and shit my pants. And then had to hide the underwear inside of a tractor that's used on the property. And then the next day, that same day was the concert. So I had to pretend like nothing happened. Like, so everybody I met on the property was like, have you seen the property? And I was like, no. And they're like, oh, we should walk around. There's so much stuff. And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, I've seen the whole fucking thing looking for my backpack, running around trying to find a place to have diarrhea. All that shit. Oh yeah, by the way, after I shit my pants and I walked up, I found my backpack in the parking lot. So in my days of being sick, what I had actually done when I got to this farm, when I got to the parking lot, I set my backpack down. And when I actually went to sleep, I didn't even bring my backpack there. I'd actually left it in the parking lot all night on accident. So technically, I walked around all fucking morning worried, looking for my backpack for hours and hours, and it was in the parking lot, in the open, where it could have been stolen the whole time. And I found that right after I shit myself and embarrassingly started walking through the parking lot to the farm. So I was like, oh God, I can't wait to talk to people now. I feel great. And then all of a sudden I saw my bag and I was like, yes! Fuck yeah! And I got so stoned, like obliterated. So stoned. I was like, oh, my sweet, sweet THC. Yeah. And I didn't tell anybody that I met, which was like 150 people that came to that property for that event. Everybody was dancing and having so much fun. And I was like kind of slow, just kind of bobbing around. They're like, why don't you dance? I was like, not feeling it today. You know what was cool though? is that's when I first met Rising Appalachia, like officially. And they were like, oh, you should come to Oahu. We have a show there like tomorrow. And I was like, really? Like, will you also put me on the guest list and stuff again? So what this band does is they play a concert one night, and then after the concert they'll go to like a beautiful property in Hawaii, and they have like artistry workshops. And like, so I went to all their shows and their artistry workshops in like 3 different islands, and I kind of became like an unofficial road dog for that tour with them. And it was a really special time. I ended up flying from Oahu back to, I ended up flying from first Maui, then to Big Island, then from Big Island to Oahu, and then from Oahu back to Maui. Welcome back, Cassie. I'm so glad that you missed that story. We're all just talking about really great stuff today. All right, guys, I want to hear your take. Is it flour tortillas or corn tortillas? Tell me. I'm not trying to divide everybody here, but I need to know. Corn, okay. Corn, Stinger, it's good to see you. Always good to see you. Hope you're doing well. So a lot of corns. Don't let that influence you guys. If you feel like you're a flour tortilla person and you really, really are a flour tortilla person, I'm not gonna judge you. Because there's 3 corns and nobody said flour yet. You like both? Okay. I like white tortillas, but if they're made from white corn. I'm a corny guy. I really love corn. Therion, would you say a food is not that good for you if you eat it and your body doesn't process it? Or would you, what does that even do for you? Like when people eat corn and they have like corn kernels come out in their poop, do you think that it's like, is that corn good for you? Is corn that just goes through your body and comes out corn again still corn? That corn as a whole fruit or whatever, vegetable piece, little corn kernel, no, it is not good for you. Okay, so some of it that you chew gets digested, right? It requires some kind of pre-digestion. So like when you're eating corn, like masa flour or corn flour tortillas or something like that, would you see that that corn is not bad for you then? Mexicans eat a lot of corn and they seem to live really long lives. You know? Corn is just not good for you? What the fuck? I've been lied to my whole life. Eat your corn. Why? It's just gonna come out the other end of corn again. Soak it in lye to create a digestible nutrient? If corn's not that good for you, then why did Native Americans take such pride in the old, like, heirloom corn? Is it because it's just something that was like a staple in their diet? I've seen people be like, your corn is bullshit. My corn is actually rich in nutrients and this and that. And it's like, well, if you don't digest it, it's not going to do shit. I never thought about it this much. Huh. Well, corn is like cigarettes, you know? People are like, it'll kill you. And you're like, yep, I'll take one, please. To get rid of white people. Back in the good old days, the cornfield is where you'd find the weed. You look in the middle of the cornfield somewhere, boom, weed plant. Good old Farmer John's growing himself a big, tall, dank plant. Excuse me. Good night, going to bed. Good night, sleep dreams. Sleep dreams. Sleep well and sweet dreams. We're getting that borderline like summertime rain, where the rain is just really unexpected and sporadic, and you wish it happened more like that, where it's still really bright out, but it'll dump rain for a little bit, but the sun's still kind of shining through. There's something special about that lighting. Like when it's raining, but there's like a huge opening and part of the sky is really bright, so you get this really beautiful light effect and oftentimes real good rainbows, but I picked up a new stream of weird Girl Scout cookies. They didn't have wedding cake? Oh shit. Well, I hope you like Girl Scout cookies. Corn is not a good example. Fermented foods are good for us though. Corn is not digestible because it's grass seed we've selectively bred. That is crazy. Isn't that crazy when you think about it? Like they selectively... Good, yeah? Good. Stop. See ya. That lady's dog bit me before. That's the only other dog that's bit me around here. I had an interesting moment off stream where she came out and talked to me for like a couple hours. She was like, so can you please tell me what made you decide to live this way? And I was like, you really want to know? You got time? She works in like healthcare, you know, like with like taking care of people, you know, older people. And you know, I was just like, you know, when you work a lot and you just need a break from everything, you need to go do something for yourself for once and stop fucking pleasing, you know, your boss every goddamn day for once and just give yourself the love and attention and adventure that you deserve once in a while. Like you find a point in your life where that works, where you feel like, okay, that's good actually, I want to do that. And I just said, I got into that mode, you know, it's time for me to do something that serves me, not other people. I do like sharing and streaming, so that's fun, but ideally I just needed this whole life path for myself in general. Not for streaming content, not anything. I just needed this for me. I do happen to stream the fuck out of it, which is really fun, like I said. And she was like, yeah, I mean, I wipe people's ass every day. You know, I help people shower. People yell at me while I take care of them and all this kind of shit. And she's like, trust me, I know what it's like to work a lot. Feel like you need a fucking break. And I was just like, damn. She started talking about work and opening up about all these things that she was pissed about. And the dog was like frantically pulling grass out of the ground and like making a huge mess right here. Huge mess. And like digging at the holes that it made and like spreading dirt everywhere and patches of chunks of grass. And then it's crazy because I've seen her dog like almost attack a bunch of dogs, but she never puts it on leash. She just has like this trust that the dog's not gonna bite anybody. But that dog like lunged at Heartlight Woman, at Rebecca, when she was here. That lady walked by with her dog and that dog like lunged at her. She's like, what the fuck? I think that dog just tried to bite me. And I was like, yeah, it definitely tried to bite you. And then that same dog came up and fucking bit me. Dogs don't like to bite me. I just happen to be in areas where a couple people have a couple dogs that make their own rules. Because normally, and the weird part is those dogs, they're known for it. It's never like, I mean, it's not weird. I mean, the good part is that they're known for it. It's not like, wow, he's never done that before. It's like, oh yeah, he does that. Watch out. He'll bite the fuck out of you. It's like, what? Like when Luis told me to be careful around his dog, I was like, okay. And then like a week later, his dog started chasing him and trying to bite him, his owner. And he was like, like, Chucho, stop, what the fuck? Like running from his dog. And I was like, wait, when you told me to be careful, I thought you meant he just sometimes bites random people and shit. And he was like, no, he'll bite me too, man. He bit me. He's fucked me up. And I was like, okay. Damn, that changes things. I'll be extra careful. Like, even if you're holding the dog on the leash, you know, because he started attacking you, you dropped the leash, we're both fucked. Was it a playful bite? No. It's like the kind of bite that if it wasn't me that he was biting, he might have a lawsuit on his hands. But yeah, one time I was walking at a park in Dolores Park in San Francisco. And I was walking and this dog just randomly jumped up and bit my upper thigh, like right next to my dick. And I was bleeding and everything. And the owners were like in shock. They were just like, oh my God, I can't believe this. Oh. And I was like, you better be lucky that I'm not some like I'm not like gonna sue the fuck out of you for this shit. Because I don't really care. But if this happened to some like uptight yuppie that's like rich and just you got bit, like they're gonna, you know, you better lawyer up if your dog's doing that kind of shit. And I just walked away. I was like, bye. Oh yeah, I did have a dog that got like given away because all it did was bite people. We had like a, what was it? A fucking, I don't remember. Huge dog. It bit my brother's friend in his forearms before school. My friend like walked into our front door to meet with my brother to walk to the school bus, and the dog lunged at him and bit both of his forearms, like ripped his fucking arms open. And then I think that like, I don't know what happened. Either way, like a couple days later, I came home and my fucking spazoid gigantic monster of a dog was gone. And I was just like, wait, what happened to our dog? His name was Casmo. It's kind of a cool name. Grilled cheese doctor, let's go. Dude, we need to collab sometime. I got the grill You bring the fucking cheese. Match made in heaven. I was thinking the other night, and don't take offense to this, grilled cheese doctor. I'm not an expert. You are a doctor. So I was thinking the other night, why bread? Why not just tortillas? Why not just quesadillas? Like, why bread? Why does it have to be bread? Why don't we just start... The quesadilla is basically grilled cheese, right? I feel like there's some kind of life hack there. Or like, you can buy like a bazillion tortillas for like $4. But if you buy bread, it's kind of like for good bread, and how fast people tend to eat it when it's good and it's around. It's not, it doesn't last as long as, say, like 100 pack of tortillas will. Yeah, Rami. Oh, you guys want to see my new tool? How dare I get a new tool and not fucking show you? What an asshole. Okay, so I got this pressure tester. This motherfucker cost me $100 fucking dollars. It's fucking bullshit. Literally used it for 4 seconds so far. Nice little $100 down the fucking drain, if you ask me. The only reason I'm so pissed at this purchase is because there's like 7 other pressure tests you can do on my van, and this only does one of them. I wish it was more diverse. I wish this was like transline tester. This is like all these things. It's like, nope, just the coolant system. Good to see you have it. Last I saw was the order. Yeah, so this is the same one that dude brought over, and it's like he brought it over and it worked, and I paid him to come and let me use it. And then I went on Amazon, and unfortunately this one that he fucking has is the most expensive out of all of them. But I figured, hey, it works, and you might not want to get something shitty because it is a pressure tester. But yeah, I don't know. If I fix everything all said and done and there's no more fucking leaks in the coolant system, I may not need this, because honestly, if I just run my fucking engine, don't get it twisted, I'll check out the store with a smile and place my receipt in the freezer with my tomatoes. All right, Robbie, I see where you're coming from. I won't get that twisted. I'm from Detroit, man. You're from Ohio, I'm from Detroit. It's all good. Respect. But yeah, so if for some reason I suss out all the issues that I've had with the leaks, I may just return that pressure tester. Because I can just unless I'm doing a job and I'm trying to precisely suss out different things that are going on with my job, I only need it for the job. Technically, as long as the van's not like, well, okay, so here's the benefit to having the tester. For some reason, my van's broke down and I also need to test the pressure, and I can't turn it on to run it to test the pressure. Say the battery is dead, or the gas is low, or I'm stranded and broke down, but I'm still wondering, I need to fix this leak. Outside of that, that's a good time to have it. But for me right now, yeah, this is basically my house. For me right now, I think the pressure tester, as long as my engine's running and I can get it up to temp, I can see any leak, you know. Granted, it's vibrating and water's moving differently, etc. It's nice to have it like just stable and just sitting there with the pressure under it versus it vibrating, because then you're able to see where the leak's coming from and stuff. But yeah, I may or may not return that pressure tester all said and done. Once like the whole job is done and it's like, okay, I'm definitely not leaking anything anymore, then I think it might be good. And I might return it, because it's kind of overkill, and it's really hard to get it on there to where it holds pressure. Like, I thought I was gonna have to return it and buy a different one, I was like, how the fuck did homie get this shit on there? It doesn't seem to get on there right. And you have to turn it just right. And if it goes a millimeter past or before this one point, it doesn't have the pressure. And it doesn't give you a good indicator. Like, it's really unusual, actually. I don't even know how to explain it. It's a pain in the ass to get it fucking pressurized on there. I was gonna show you, but yeah. I fucking use that $100 to buy a whole nother tool that I need. Oh my god. I'm telling you. You guys. Tools, man. The only good thing about tools is they outlast everything else, you know? Like, this tool is gonna outlast your iPhone. I'll tell you that much. I'll be able to do years of projects with something like this, you know? To have a nice set of tools around, it seems like such a great investment. I don't know why everybody doesn't just buy some just to have them. Can I fix your phone with that? Oh yeah. You set the phone down on the sidewalk, and then I'll give you this tool and you can fix it. You just take the tool, start bashing it as hard as you can, because it's a fucking Android S20 whatever, and you know how mad you are at that phone for its existence, and you're like, every time I type people think that I'm dumb. You don't what the fuck is this shit? I can't type for shit on this stupid piece of shit. Dude, if you guys ever sit with an iPhone for 6 months and then sit with an Android for 6 months, I don't care how much you like one or the other. It doesn't matter to me. I don't care. One is absolutely better for typing. And you only know when you know. And it's iPhone. And even iPhone has its moments where it's like, is the phone trying to make me want to upgrade it because it makes me feel like it's not working as good as it used to or something? But yeah, if you use an Android Galaxy S20, 21, 22, 23, there's something especially annoying about trying to type on those damn things. And that's what I use for my chat phone. I know my whole screen is all broken, but I'm convinced that if the screen wasn't broken, it would still suck just as bad, because everybody else tells me it does. I'm getting one soon. I want the pink one. Oh, nice. Are you saying you know I'm on an Android by the way I type? Kind of. Now that you mention it, a couple of your messages make more sense now. I don't mean that in a negative way. There has been times where I'm like, okay, and I had to just read through it, and then you've corrected yourself and you're like, my bad. And I don't really care about stuff like that. Like, I think it's unfair and uncomfortable to correct people, especially all the time, you know? And that if I had to do that on Twitch all the time, I'd sound like such a grammar Nazi. But yeah, it kind of validates a couple of the messages that you sent. Yep, a little bit of rain. LA is so expensive? Hell yeah, it is. Why do you think I decided to start traveling and not pay rent for a while? I don't mean to sound passive aggressive, my bad. But that's pretty much why I actually decided to start traveling and just be in this mode. I didn't even fully prepare myself. Like, everything I've been doing is just buying everything I need along the way. Visiting a buddy 2 years ago, wow, it was so shocking. I know, right? So last year, I moved from San Diego to Santa Monica. Santa Monica, Venice, they're like right near each other, if you know where that is. And yeah, I went from paying $1,000 a month for like a master bedroom in this really nice house, and I had my own bathroom, and it was pretty nice size, you know, for $1,000 a month in a beautiful neighborhood in San Diego. It's kind of sounds expensive for a lot of people to rent a room for $1,000, but I know people who rent rooms for $2,000, you know. But when I moved to Santa Monica, I started paying $2,000 a month rent by myself at my own apartment, and it sucked ass. Like, it was probably the nicest, the most beautiful place I'd ever lived. And I've lived in Hawaii. I've lived in a luxury apartment across the beach in Hawaii for like several months. And that spot in Santa Monica was absolutely a diamond in the rough of LA. It's just one of the, you could see the ocean from the driveway. The beach was 4 blocks away. In between me and my job, which was 7 blocks away, was every good restaurant and every good corner store that you could ever need to stop at, and all kinds of tourists and locals alike going around every day. Like, it's just, the vibe's great. You know, lots of crime, lots of sketchy shit. You know, there's shootings. There's a lot of crazy police reports of guns, weapons, knives, machetes, baseball bats with spikes, all that kind of shit. But it's great. It's great. And if you can make it work, it works. But there's always a point when you realize you could be living like 15 minutes down Pico Boulevard and be paying half that price and still have your own apartment. Just 15 minutes, just 4 miles down the road. But as long as you're out of Santa Monica, it gets cheaper. But I decided I wanted to live really close to work so I could walk to work every day. And yeah, it's super expensive. And the place, I've been looking at places and it's crazy. Yep. Location is everything. That's what people who spend a lot of money here say. They say location, location, location. Sorry, I was trying to kill this fruit fly that was in front of me. But yeah, location is everything. If you're really close to the beach, but really close to all the main grocery stores and main outlet stores that you need, I mean, what else do you need in life then, right? What else you need in life is not to be ripped off to live there, and not to like move with the incredible increase in price with gentrification and all that shit, to not accept it and be like, nope, fuck you. That's what we also need on top of the location. But yeah, so I was actually gonna renew my lease, and I was gonna stay there, and ended up, my brother passed away, and then I decided, oh fuck that, I'm not renewing my lease, and I'm also gonna quit my job. So I like quit my job and decided I wasn't gonna renew my lease, all in the same day that my brother passed away. And then 3 days later, 3 days later, I bought this van. And I just decided I need to go. Technically, I thought it was just gonna be like a short stint. Like, I'd go out. Oh shit, this person's probably watching ads. $1,800 plus for a place. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Like, if we split a place, Cassie, in like Santa Monica, like the place where I rented at, they still send me all kinds of random shit. That's like the only way. Like, you have to find a friend, or you have to be in a relationship and being able to split the burden of the high cost of living in LA. If you're single, good fucking luck. Have fun pissing all your money away for that independence to live in LA. It only feels good until you like look at your bank and you're like, damn, I'm not saving as much as I should be. And then you realize, you know. Yeah, how long are the ads? Are you guys out of ads? Are you back yet? It showed me a 30-second ad. It should have been like 3 minutes. I really do enjoy the days where it's raining and I can stream with you guys. where it's not like torrential downpour for like 6 days in a row. Or we can just kind of enjoy a little sprinkle. Move on with our lives. The clouds are moving hella fast today. Look what I got. I thought it was weird that they wrote super soft on there because, like, why? Who cares? So these are okay, but there's these tortillas at Costco that are like more uncooked. Like they're less fried, you know? They come like, they're not raw, but they're like, you definitely have to cook them or they smell like lime and they kind of stink and don't really taste that good. Super okay. For sure, ideally being able to live with roommates. Yeah, exactly. 100%. Yeah, if you're trying to move to California, let's just get a place together. That's a roommate match made in heaven. And then you work remotely for your boss, and I'll just stream and, you know, turn the house into a trap house. I'll be like, yo, what's good, Cassie? You got that shit? Danny said he left some shit for me with you. You got that shit? You're like, no, get out of here. What the fuck, Danny? It's not supposed to be a trap house. How you doing, Tank? Bro, Tank, I wish that the weep hole would have, like, spoken directly to me, you know? The weep hole. Never really. I feel like my connection with the weep hole is not as strong as I thought it was. I'm still, like, trying to figure it out. It's pissing me off. You know, after I did the job, somebody was like, oh, you should have kept the old pump on there and then put pressure into the system and seen if it's leaking out of the weep hole or if it's leaking on the seal of the old pump. Because if it's leaking out of the seal, then you don't even need a new pump. And I was like, nice. I'm glad I learned that after it all. You know, I never thought of that. And, yeah. You heard its cry. Yeah, it was crying. I just didn't know from where. It's like, come on. Speak to me. Bro. How you been, Tink? What's going on with you? Sup with it records. Look, I got new tools. Pretty cool. Hey, do you need a 1/4 inch? Oh, I got you. Here you go. Oh, you mean you need a 1/2 inch? Oh. Okay, there you go. You can have that. Oh, 3/4 you meant? Oh, sweet. Well, thank God this does all of those sizes. Oh, you meant an inch. Perfect. Oh, an all-in-one, baby. This is the kind of fucking wrench you keep in your pocket. And you're like, and somebody's like, I don't know what's wrong with my car. And you pull over and you're like, all right. Let me see. And like this one, you know, adjusts to so many different sizes that this is like the everything wrench. And yeah, I'm over glorifying it and I'll probably only use it for one goddamn bolt in the rest of my life. But I bought it. I did. I was thinking I wanted to find the exact size of this one bolt that goes around this transmission line, and it has to be an open-ended wrench. So I didn't know the exact size, and I don't have anything to measure it with. So I kind of like that this has like a measuring thing on the side. So if I put it around something, I'll know the exact size of whatever that is that I'm working on, which I don't have anything like that to measure screws and bolts and sizes and stuff. So this works. Technically, I could find the size that I want and buy the one wrench exactly for it. But I figured I'd kill two birds with one stone. What'd you do with the baby one? I returned it because I never ended up using it once. There's no indicator that that needs to be used in my van. I think the person that wrote that down, like somebody changed the bolts out on it, and he was like, this is what I'm using because this is what's on mine. But what comes with the van was not that bolt where they said that bolt would be. So, which actually was kind of a pain in the ass, because had I known that that bolt was a different one and that it's like really deep and hard to get to, that I probably would have ordered something completely different. So, yeah. All right, who lives in California? Who else is ready for this beautiful summer we got coming? Well, I bet everybody's ready for their beautiful summers to come, though. Dude, it was just like below freezing temperatures and snowing in Michigan. Like the other day it was like 70 degrees, and then like the next week it's below freezing and snowing again. Such Michigan vibes. Michigan needs to chill sometimes with that. Because my family still lives out of Michigan, for anybody who's like, what, why are we now talking about Michigan? That's where I'm originally from. It's raining. Wait, how long have we been on now? 2 hours? Damn. We've been streaming for like... What time did I get on today? I got on at like 9. We've been streaming for 9 hours today. But we got reset. Oh, I need to put my past VODs on. I keep every time I get a copyright claim on my video, it makes it so that your VODs don't automatically publish. You have to go to your content settings and you have to manually click publish. And then every single time you have a copyright song in your stream, you have to go there and click publish. And I noticed a lot of IRL streamers, especially like newer ones, they get tired of it and they just stop fucking going back and clicking them. I gotta stop doing that. I gotta actually go back and make sure I'm publishing all of them, because I looked at my page and it said my last stream was like a month ago. But my last stream was like 2 days ago, and I've streamed like fucking 20 streams since then too, but none of them are making it up there because I keep forgetting. I mean, yeah, so I'll have to make sure I continue to click publish afterwards. Came in late today. I was levitating at the spot. I know, you're so lucky. Like I said, you deserve it, Cassie. You've been working hard. And what I was doing is so similar to what you're doing that I know it's a lot of fucking work. It's really fucking tiresome and time consuming and stressful. Things would be so busy that my boss would be like, I just want to have a good time. I just want everybody to feel no pressure. I just want Is everything okay? We good? Everybody's good? Because she knows that we're all like working that hard, you know? She's just like, you guys are killing it. You're my favorite people. I couldn't be here without you. You need one too, boy? A hot stone massage?
That'd be sick.
This weather is really nice though. Where's the rainbows? I saw Luis ride by on his bike earlier. I didn't get a chance to say hi to him. Oh wait, where's that one tool that I got that I haven't shown you guys it yet? I stuck it somewhere over here. Oh yeah. Check this bad boy out. This, I don't know how useful this is either. This could potentially be another one that I return. But this is so that I can see certain parts under the engine if I can't see. So I got this little mirror and I have to like tediously like push it through all these areas. It would be kind of cool if it was bendy too, like the other one that's a magnet that I have. But technically, once I like used this a couple times, I was like, yeah, we'll see how useful this ends up actually being. Like, but for right now, it's nice to try them all out and see which ones are useful and which ones aren't. But it's cool. It's just like a little adjustable mirror. Like you stick it in there and you just hope to God you have enough light to see through that reflection what you're looking for, like a certain bolt or if there's a leak that you can't see while everything's assembled, you stick it deep in there and like look around and I wish it wasn't raining. I was supposed to pressure test my van today and start tinkering with it. Telescopic magnets are great, but hopefully that'll come in handy. Yeah, the magnet is dope. This thing I might end up returning because it hasn't like solved anything for me. I tried to use it to see the bottom seal of the water pump, but then when I lay underneath the van and just look up at it with enough light, I could see it with my eyeballs without this. And I thought that's what I needed this for, so we'll see. We'll see. I had to buy some more fuel. I don't know if you guys... This is butane. This is what I use for the camp stove. So I had to buy more fuel for that. Gotta be ready, just in case you run out. Yeah, so if we were using the router, which is an extra $50 a month minimum, if we're using the router, we would have never lost the stream earlier. Like when I was driving and the stream randomly dropped, that wouldn't have happened. But right now I'm not adding any service until I feel like I want to make sure that we're good to go. God damn, dude. I thought fixing my van would be such a fucking less of a project than it is. It's been so distracting and I've had to spend so much more on it. But it is very typical of working on vehicles. it still outweighs the amount that it would have cost to take it to some kind of mechanic who overcharged me. Probably give it back to me with the same leak. Imagine I pay someone like $4 to do all the shit that I'm supposed to do, and then they give it to me and it's still leaking. Just be like, all right. I've got a gas on stove. These canisters like that, but it's cheaper to use in a tank of propane. Huh? I've got a gas one stove. Oh, you have one that does both. You have one that like you can hook propane up to and you can use the butane. That's what I was actually looking for, and then when I was at the store they had both of them. And I felt like, I don't know, I was just like, I'm just gonna get the one without the attachment. It's less parts and less stuff. This thing cost me like 20 bucks after taxes. The one that I've been using for the last 6 months. But I bought it at a Walmart like near San Francisco when we were on the road. I didn't realize how much rain got into this side of my door too. Shit. There we go. Oh, what to do, guys. Rainy days. Exactly. What is the new M83 track that's trying to show me the other day? Oh, it's a remix. When I lived in San Diego, the only music that anybody in the house listened to was house music. Like this kind of. Like a constant, never-ending repetition of that beat forever. It was very rare even a song this deep and this good of house would come on. Ba-da-da. Ba-da-da-da-da. So when I go to sleep at night now, I'm gonna go into that portal. That's my giant dream catcher. I'm so excited for tomorrow because it's Discover Weekly Monday. Get a whole new list of music. Actually, that being said, I need to like some of these songs that I've been enjoying. For some reason, I really like this song. It's got like an emancipator down tempo vibe. Like the beat is kind of perfect. But it's not down tempo. In the underground, you can feel it in your toes, gripping up the bed sheets, kissing on your throat. Remember just a day ago, when we were just strangers. Oh, and now we're an inch away from being so much more than strangers. Listen, these lyrics are way too good. What the fuck? Remember just a day ago when we were just strangers. Oh, and now we're an inch away from being so much more than strangers. Oh, how the fuck do people come up with these melodies and then pick a perfect range to sing them, and it blows my mind. Who is it from? It's this band called Night Season. Nightseason. Night Season, one word. And the song is called Strangers. Alright, I'll play it without interrupting it a ton. And the song is exactly 3 minutes and 33 seconds long. I see a big ass spider in my van. It's happening. It's happening. The spiders are starting to take over. Damn, I just killed 2 spiders. Well, I threw one out the window. The other one didn't make it. So much more than strangers. Being so... Oh, wait. Oh, an inch away from being your mistake. Don't want to be your mistake. Wow. I was just talking about how it's crazy that people like can have one night stands, and that like it's just so foreign to me to like trust somebody that much and fuck somebody that you don't know. And just emotionally, it's like you don't know this person. It's crazy. And this song says like, now we're an inch away from being your mistake. Don't want to be your mistake. I've made more than my fair share, and I wouldn't say you're one of them, but we're getting there. My flannel's coming off and your skirt at your waist, and it wouldn't feel so strange if I could recognize your face, but you're a stranger. Whoa. What a nice song. That's right, dude. It's weird, huh? When you sleep with somebody you don't know and you look at their face, you probably feel a lot better if you actually recognize their face, huh? It's true. Good lyrics. It is. Estoy aprendiendo español, pero es muy malo.
Okay. ¿No tiene unos cables para corriente?
Oh, I don't have jumper cables.
No?
No. Did your battery die?
Ya, es full.
Ah.
No.
Luis, no, huh?
No tiene. Es batería baja, no prende.
Yeah, I don't have cables.
No.
No, I'm about to buy some like soon, but I don't. Yeah. Yeah, sorry, lo siento.
Okay, no.
Let's see.
Luis no tiene.
Damn. I need jumper cables, bro. Fuck. That's the fruit stand guy. Imagine if I gave him a jump, he probably would have given me some fruit too. Damn it. Fuck. The cost of jumper cables could mean free or discounted fruit for life. Maybe I should just go to the store and buy some fruit. Buy some jumper cables. Why did I say fruit? Damn it. I wish I had jumper cables now, and I don't even need them for myself. Fuck. I was like thinking really hard. I was like, okay, can I strip a bunch of wires and just connect them to each other's fucking batteries and see if it works? Shit. Man, if there was a sale on jumper cables right now at O'Reilly's, I might just go buy some. But I did want to get a nicer pair, honestly, not some random shitty pair. Fuck. No tienes means that he's not home, I know that. Let's see. $30. Let's see. Fuck. Dang it. Dude, I feel like that's just dumb. I feel like these are the moments that I like to be able to be like, yeah, I can help you out real quick and jump your fucking van. Cause sometimes you gotta pay it forward, you know? I wish I'm sure he knows somebody's gonna come or something. But like, fuck. Or maybe he's looking to see if somebody can just do it locally. Nearest place to get jumper cables is like 1.5 to 2 miles each way. About 4 miles walking round trip. I mean, I could drive there, but so not far. Damn it. This guy sees me like every fucking day too. Fuck. I bet he doesn't have Luis's number either. Well, there's a hardware store that seems like they carry them, but oh, they're closed. Maybe I should buy 2 sets of jumper cables, and next time I see him, just give him a set of jumper cables. Be like, I'm so sorry. I wish I could have helped you in your time of need. Put it on the list. I hate to add to the list, but damn, dude. Oh. I need to sell the old banknotes that I have. The like rare banknotes that I have. But I feel like it's gonna be such a meticulous operation. Like I'm gonna have to get them graded, and then I might have to like put it on eBay. If I wanted to get the highest value I could for them, I could put them on eBay. And if I did put them on eBay and got the highest value I could for all of them, I could probably make around a couple grand at least, a few grand. So I want to do that soon, because then I won't feel as bad about spending money every goddamn day. Because that old currency is like part of what my assets are, essentially. I mean, just in general, I need jumper cables, you know, period. So damn, he needs a new battery, I bet, because the only thing I think he did was leave his blinkers on for a long time, his hazards, when he was like avoiding the rain. I don't know if I could support you selling collectibles. Oh, well, yeah, I mean, come on. It's paper. It's like, if anything, money is like the root of all evil. So I might as well trade this money in for more money so I can get rid of the old evil money and just have the newer evil money, you know? More of it. More than what that one says. It says $1, guess what? It's worth 15. It says 5, guess what? It's worth 15. It says 100, guess what? It's worth 200. It says 500, it's worth 1,500. It says 1,000, it's worth 2,000 to 3,000. So the collectibles in my collection are there. And they're not rooted in any like family orientation or anything that's like emotionally attached to it or any kind of thing like that. So it's always just been an asset more than a collectible. Like if it was my grandfather's or something, yeah, maybe I wouldn't. It's also a pain in the ass to do. To like have it graded, to trust somebody, to ship it, to trust the shipping. There's so many things that are involved with it. And it's like, if you're lucky, you can find an old currency exchange that still buys stuff like that, but they'll give you, you know, like 3/4 the value, maybe, instead of like top seller value. But yeah, like I'd rather have like, I don't know, new tools or something useful other than like a little piece of paper, you know? I don't give a fuck about the historical significance of that little piece of paper as much as I give a fuck about making my life better now in the present day. If you go to the bank and you give like a $500 bill to the bank, then they have to send it to the Federal Reserve to be destroyed. Like they'll credit you $500, or they'll give you they'll give you $500 in 100s or whatever you ask for it in. But they have to send that 500 note, if you had one, even if it was worth like $3,000, you have to send that 500 banknote to the Federal Reserve to have it destroyed. And so a lot of times at the banks, people will, like a lot of older people will have like a little stash that they've had for like decades, centuries even. And once in a while, like a little old lady or a little old man will go into the bank and trade in like a $500 note or a $1,000 bill or a $2,000 bill. And they'll be like, yeah, I just need the money. And those bills are worth a lot. Like if you went through all the struggle it takes to get them graded and sell them. But a lot of times when that happens, the people that are working at the bank will buy the bill. So they'll like take $1,000 out of their bank account to buy it, keep it as a collectible, or flip it. Hello, Heartlight Woman. How are you? We're almost at 10 hours because the first stream got cut off. Wow, look how pretty it got outside. How's it going? How you doing? I'm good. How are you? I'm good. Just like every other day, I got some tools today. I'm the tool man. I'm Dan the tool man now. I got rid of some tools, kept some useful tools, bought some useful tools. Back and forth, back and forth. Buy, sell, not sell, return, buy again. I don't even have that many tools. I'm actually minimizing the amount of tools I have by returning them and buying individual tools from the set so that I have less. So technically I'm supposed to be downsizing and just making it very specific to the tools that I actually need. And then outside, oh nice, you got the rotors and brakes on, let's go. I bet you that it stops like a champ now. That's a nice feeling when you get your brakes done and you stop for the first time. It's like, oh yes, feel that. They always adjust the pedal too. They adjust the brakes so that it doesn't take pushing down as much. Usually they adjust that so that when you pump the brake down, it brakes a lot quicker so that you notice that the brakes are tighter and, you know. How does it feel? Does it feel good? Yeah, I would be careful, you know, just when you're driving around LA doing all those deliveries and stuff, be extra careful. Just, there's all kinds of silly moments where people like end up brake checking you and stuff, and now that you got your brakes checked or your brakes swapped out, you should be able to handle whatever. But you gotta be careful out there. Oh, one time on one of my first cars, like my very first car that I ever had, like 20 years ago, I was driving and it just shut off. I was driving, it was just like, beep, just like stopped running. I was like, what the fuck? And I like, and I was still going, and I like threw it into park for some reason. I don't know why exactly. I think I meant to throw it in neutral and try to start it again in neutral, but I like threw it in park. It was just like, I'm pretty sure I like destroyed my whole car in that one moment right there. Just like shut off and I was like, oh shit, fuck. And it's like, I was like, oh my God, what is happening? It's making this like intense clicking sound, like it was just destroying itself. So you never know what's gonna happen when you're driving around. You gotta be extra careful. But bad brakes is no bueno. One of the selling points on this van was that he had mentioned that the brakes had been done not too long ago, so they're pretty cherry, and the tires are pretty new. The tires and the decision of which tires to buy on these vans, depending on the size of the tire, there's this whole fucking debate on which ones you should get, which ones are better, which ones don't work as good with the frame of the body. And they're expensive. They're like $200 to $250 a piece. When I see all the mechanic videos and all the like people who own these things, these vans, these models, when I see them working on the vans, they'll be like, oh man, I'm dealing with this all rusty old fucking beat up, half hanging on there shit. And this van doesn't have any of that kind of rust. So luckily I don't have to deal with things like fucking falling all apart, but I'm sure there's so many things that I could replace. Okay. Who's still here? Has anybody seen any of their friends streaming today? I need to like, I don't even know what I need to. Oh, need to recalibrate my brain.
Don't get outmatched by the outdoor heat. Reclaim your...
It really surprises me that this account that's walking across the country, doing IRL stream walking across the United States, it's really surprising that they only have like a few viewers. Like, I'm surprised there isn't more people tuning into them. I guess I just don't know what the substance is, like what's the purpose of the adventure or something, I don't know. Really, every time I see them, and we've rated them too, but they're a partner with like 13K followers. I'm just really surprised to see. And it's no hate, obviously, but I think they deserve more viewers. Sergeant. Is he on? Oh, I see him. Drunk, no ads, and free friendships. Oh, he just tried to start it again and it was like click, 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 click. Oh, God, that's depressing. You know, I've seen somebody take like a Milwaukee battery and like stick wires into it and then like wrap those wires around a battery under their hood and jumpstart their vehicle with a fucking Milwaukee battery and some extra wires they just had. And a part of me wishes I could do that somehow. Hey Kiana, I'm good, thank you for asking. How are you? My mission for today, which was talk way too fucking much, I've accomplished it. Love your laugh, Danny, it's the best, thanks. I don't even remember laughing. Oh yeah, remember when I used to get towards the ends of streams that were thinking about who to rate and all that? God, I hope I don't have like a cavity or need like a root canal or some shit. Because I've been having a toothache down in this part, in this weird region in between my teeth in the very back. And it's either a cavity or something worse. So I think I should go to the dentist soon. Spend a bunch of money on that, probably. Better to recognize it than to ignore it, right? What's up, Tart? How have you been? It's good to see you. I hope you're doing well. Yeah, Therion, I hate the dentists. I had like 12 cavities when I was a little kid. And like ever since I was like, I'll never let it happen again. And then I had like 3 root canals and crowns as an adult. And then I was like, I'll never let it happen again. But then every time I get like depressed or like life kicks my ass, I just like forget how much it matters. I like stop thinking about that stuff. Especially when I'm not around people and I'm alone. Like when my brother passed away, you know. Fuck, I didn't wash my hair for like a month plus. Like there's so many things that I like didn't do that I was like just in deep depression grieving status mode. Been really well, had a nice trip away this weekend. Oh, where'd you go? That's what's up. Very relaxing. I love me a good relaxing trip. Sounds nice. I hope you are the same. Yeah, this weekend's been better to me than the last week before it, I'll tell you that much. You're the same way? I know I hate that about myself. I hate it. I hate it. I hate that like living with somebody who I enjoy the presence of or respect and love and appreciate somehow makes me take better care of myself. But when I'm alone and I live alone, it's way different. You start to just like forget. Like when you constantly have to check in with people, like at a job or with friends every day at work or whatever, you take better care of yourself. But when you're like self-employed and you're like being a hermit and going through a lot, it's harder because you can just disappear off the face of the earth for a while and it's like nobody says shit, you know? Nobody's like, oh hey, I needed you. It's just like you not taking good enough care of yourself. I don't know, some people do and some people don't, and some people go through their phases, I think, you know? Because there's times when I think that if you have a lot of resources, you're more likely to take better care of yourself. When you have more space. That's one of the things I noticed about being in the van is like how I don't get that space. Like I don't look at myself in a mirror, like ever. I was just thinking about that. I want to buy like a little mirror because not that I just want to look at myself, but I'll take better care of myself if I see myself and look at myself in the eyes properly, like in a real mirror, not like on the stream. Because the only time I look in a mirror is when I'm at the gym. That's it. There's no other time I look in a mirror ever. I only see myself on my phone. So it's like a lot of people like check themselves, you know? They look at a mirror for a second, they look at their clothes, they look at their skin, they look at their eyes, they look at their hair, they think about their health, you know? They check on themselves like if you're looking at a friend. And I don't have that. I just realized that the other day. I was like, dude, I need a real mirror in here. Like I don't want to have to get out and look in my side mirror every time. I think just, it's such a weird thing to say, but I think if I have a mirror, I'll take a little better care of myself because I'll be able to see myself more often and see that reflection and like remember that I should care for myself just as much as I care seemingly for everything else that I love. And sometimes I don't. But when I see myself in a mirror, it makes me like check myself, and I don't have a mirror or like a standing, you know, mirror. Like I had all types of mirrors in every places I've ever lived where there's just one there, there's one there, there's one in the bathroom. And it's like not a vanity thing, it's like a self-awareness thing. Like you look at yourself and you're like, oh shit, I need to take care of this guy. And I don't wake up and do that. And I think that it's not good for me. I think that like I need to take even better care of myself. And I think that just like looking at a reflection of yourself, like you can be the reflective type of person where you're constantly thinking like, oh, I should take good care of myself. But when you actually look at yourself in the mirror, make eye contact with yourself, it like wakes you up. It makes you be like, wow, this is me. And I don't do that. I don't have like those self-realizations ever since I moved into the van. I just like live. When I get to the gym, I'm like, should I shave today? Sure. And then I shave. And that's the most I look at myself. And then every public restroom I ever use in the entire city, none of them have mirrors for some reason. Not one of them. Yeah, I just need to get one of these mirrors off Amazon. They're like unbreakable, so I could use them. Oh, he's asking this guy if he's got jumper cables. But yeah, I have like a toothache. And that's another thing, that when you have a bathroom that you use all the time and you have this like muscle memory where every time you go into the bathroom you see your toothbrush and your toothpaste and you see the sink and you see the mirror and you're like, sweet, let's brush our teeth. But when you don't have a mirror to like remind you to do that every day, I feel like it's easy to forget, especially if you're struggling or having a hard time, like whatever you're going through. Yeah, oh, I hate the way that this feels. I wish it was like a fluke, but like a few weeks ago I was saying the same thing. I had a toothache in the same size, same side. You don't have a mirror in the bus? Maybe you should get one too. You could fit a bigger one than me. I'm just gonna get like a 12-inch one that has like handles on the side. They're like unbreakable mirrors that they make for mostly for salons and shit. But I think get one of those and then I don't know, fasten it up against the wall somewhere where I can take it down if I want, like, or something. I don't know. Maybe just set it right here and not have it mounted, grounded. What's up, Eric? Hey, Pierce the Snail. How are you? You're in a bus? Cool. Yeah. My God, I've said it so many times. I always like bring it up. Guess I haven't brought it up in a minute. Fix my van. Maybe I could go to the dentist in Tijuana. That's where I went last time. Oh, damn. Why'd you have to return it? Getting your wisdom teeth taken out recently makes me never want to have oral problems. Yeah. Yeah, and nobody ever, you know, you gotta do it for yourself. So you gotta, like, take accountability and take good care of yourself, especially if you're traveling. But yeah, I feel like I probably just should just admit it. I feel like I have a cavity. I've been having a toothache in this one space. We'll see. I'll have to go get a cleaning and a checkup. The only thing is I hate getting cleanings and checkups in the United States. They're so much better in Mexico. Because in the United States, they'll like create cavities. And I swear to God, they overdo it. They'll like stick a needle, like a needle point tool into your tooth and be like wedge and wiggle it into the crevices of your teeth and just hope to God it sticks in there so they can be like, yep, you have a cavity. We need to fill that in. And I feel like all they're really doing is like purposefully cracking into your teeth most of the time and creating more trouble than there should be. But in Mexico, they just clean your teeth really good. They check you for cavities. They poke your teeth and prod your teeth a little bit, but they don't like fucking forcibly insert that piece of metal into every single one of your teeth and then have to be like and like pry it out. And you're like, oh wow, it really went in there, huh? Was there a cavity? And they're like, no. I just dug. Well, now, yeah, because I just did that. And it's like, what the fuck? I once was having a root canal, and trigger warning, and the dentist like sliced my cheek open, and that's an understatement. I mean, he sliced my cheek open, not from the outside, but the inside, and he was just like, "Oops, my bad." And then I was like, "Oh my God, how bad is it?" And he's like, "Well, it's bleeding pretty bad. Like, we can't do any work on you until this stops bleeding. Sorry. He was like, that's gonna hurt real bad later. Sorry. I was like, okay. And then the same guy was like drilling out the root of my root canal. And he's using this tool that does like a back drill. So what it does is it like, when it's drilling, it doesn't like try to go in, it like reverse drills. So everything it's doing is being like pushed up and out. Basically, it's like a shovel on a drill. And so he's trying to get in there, and like, since the way that it works is it like jams itself in there, that like you have to like, you have to be like and push the pedal and get the RPMs to go up. Then you have to hit the tooth, and then when you're done, you have to take the tool away from the tooth before you take your foot off the pedal. And basically, like, he put it in my tooth and he took his foot off the pedal, and it just like stuck in my tooth and like locked into my tooth. And he was like, oh fuck. And then the assistant was like, yeah, you can't stop the tool while it's in his tooth. Like, you have to keep it going and pull it out while it's still in motion. And oh, by the way, and this is not a joke, I met my dentist at a festival because I went to high school with his girlfriend. So I met this guy at a festival, and he was like, I'm a dentist now. And I was like, cool. And then I fucking went to his dentistry, and I was the first ever root canals that he ever did. And during those root canals, he split my cheek open really bad on the inside, and he got that thing stuck in my tooth and was like, oh, and I had to pry it out. And the lady was like, you can't do that. You got to keep it going. It's going to get stuck. And then he goes in there again and takes his fucking foot off. It's so cringe. He takes his foot off the pedal, and he's like, oh shit. And she goes, I told you. And then he's like, oh my God, damn it. And I'm like, what? Is everything okay? And he's like, yeah, so the tip of this tool, it broke off inside of the root that I was working into. So either you have to go to a specialist and have this like removed professionally by like an expert. It's gonna cost like a few grand. Or we just leave it there, we continue, we put a crown over it, we finish the job. And at that point, he already cut my cheek open, gushing blood. And I'm not exaggerating, this is an understatement. I don't want to talk about how fucking bad it really was, because he gashed my cheek open. Then he got the tool stuck in my tooth. The lady warned him, and I even looked at him and understood what she said. And then he did what she said not to do. And then I was just like, all I want is this to be done and never be here again. And I wish I would tell myself this story like once a month, because it'd probably make me brush my teeth way more. But yeah, so I told him just finish it. Like, I literally went outside mid procedure. I had like, my mouth was all fucked up, my face was numb, I felt like shit. And he was like, so either you can get it professionally removed for several thousands of dollars, or you can let me continue, or we can just pull it out. And we'll only charge you for removing the tooth, which is like $100. And for some reason, I was convinced that I needed to keep that tooth. I was like, I don't want the tooth pulled. That's crazy. I thought you guys were going to fix it. What the fuck? And I don't want to pay somebody thousands of dollars to extract that professionally because you fucked up. I was like, just finish it. So I like went outside and like smoked weed or something. Literally. Because I know the guy. I was like, I don't give a fuck what he says at this point. They don't know what they're doing. I went back in there and let him finish. Let him just do it all as if he never broke a tool that's still in my tooth, which is still there, by the way. That's life. You pay people money to do something that they're supposed to be good at, and they break tools inside of your teeth. You know? Don't let people you meet at festivals become your dentists. Okay? That's all I gotta say. And ever since then, until right now, I haven't thought I had a cavity, and I've had checkups and cleanings and I didn't have any cavities. But I'm kind of convinced I may have slacked a bit since my brother's passing, because, yeah, just to be honest with myself. I'm glad I'm saying this because I can take care of myself and be fine and happy and look fine and happy, but there's other things that are easy to neglect, and those things also can catch up with you, like getting a cavity and having to go to the dentist and all that kind of weird shit. I guess that's another thing that sucks about being on the road, is if you're really sick or if you need surgery or something. Like one time I was traveling and I had to get surgery on my eye, and the night before surgery, especially because it was going to cost a lot of money, I like slept in the vehicle. So like most people would stay at a hotel for a few days or go visit a friend or get an Airbnb and like really spoil themselves and try to feel better. But I remember one time when I had like a pretty intense surgery, and I just like slept in my van the night before the surgery, and then I went to the surgery and got surgery, and they were like, I took an Uber from where I parked to the surgeon place, and then when I got there, they did the surgery on me, and then they didn't even give me an eye patch. They didn't even give me a pair of sunglasses. They literally like made lacerations and did surgery on my eyelids and all this stuff, and I don't want to get into it because it's like too much. But I had to get this surgery, and when I was done with the surgery, he was like, all right, see you later. And I was like, what? I was like, do you have any recommendations on how I should keep this clean, or is there any certain type of products I should take? Like, what should I take for pain? Like, should I wear sunglasses? Should I avoid sunlight? And he was like, oh, yeah, I mean, yeah, you'll be fine. It's fine. You're good. And I was like, don't you guys have like eye patches or like something? And they were like, no, I'm so sorry. Like, you can take this gauze and just hold the gauze over your eyes. And once it gets bloody enough, you can take the gauze off and put new gauze back on. And I was like, okay. Like, I was so traumatized. No, that was in California. Mexico is different. I did do some eye surgery stuff in Mexico, but I had to come back to California to get to more options. But in California, I went to this place in LA, and I parked my vehicle like closer to here, sort of. And so I took an Uber all the way to LA, downtown LA, to this surgery place. I don't know what to call it, but and then I was like, they were like, here you go, and it was just like an invoice. It didn't even say like how you should take care of yourself or aftercare treatment or who to contact just in case. None of that. He's like, here you go. And it was because the people who do this surgery for people who really need the surgery, that it's like detrimental if they don't get it. Plastic surgeons are some of the people who do these surgery jobs. Like, some of these plastic surgeons have cut more people's faces open than anybody. So the people who did my surgery were actually plastic surgeons, but they were doing an actual like medical procedure surgery on me. And that's why when they were done, they were like, oh, well, like, they didn't really give me any kind of like aftercare routine. They were like, you'll be fine. And then when I walked outside, I was like blinded. Like, everything was so bright. I was like, oh my God, fuck. I was like, I can't even see. Like, I legit straight up could not see. And I just like sat outside, like covering my eyes to see if like eventually they'd stop hurting and I didn't feel blind. And I was just like, it was so intense that it made me sick. Or maybe it was because of the trauma, like my body reacting to the surgery that I got. And when you get eyelid surgery, they don't put you under and your eyes are open. So you're like, your eye is watching your eyelid get surgery. And when somebody's like poking your eye with things and have scalpels and stuff in front of your eyes, your natural instinct is to move and not let them do that. But you have to do the opposite. It's such a mentally fucked up thing. You're just like, okay, sweet. In any other circumstance, I would fight for my life out of this situation. Every instinct and reflex in my entire soul and body says move away from this. Yeah, eventually I realized that I wasn't going to be able to see that good until it got darker out because it was so bright. And I got into this Uber, and it was the only Uber ride that's ever given me less than 5 stars. And I felt like it wasn't fair. Like, I had like a 35-minute Uber ride with this guy, which is like a really good ride. It's a good paying ride, and I tipped him good. But I didn't talk the whole ride. Like, he tried talking to me and strumming up like casual small talk, which I'm really good at with taxis and stuff. And I don't mind it. And he tried talking to me and I just kept quiet. And I felt like I was gonna throw up the whole fucking ride. Like, I was so sick to my stomach. I felt like I was spinning and I was sweating profusively, like the entire ride. Like, I was just like, I probably left sweat marks on his seat. Yeah. For some reason, that was the one time somebody like lowered my score from a 5 to like a 4.5 or something. It's like, motherfucker. Yeah, actually somebody at that place said that they used to have, I know, because what else would it have been? Maybe he was upset that I sweat a bunch on his seat, you know? I don't know. Because a part of me was like, why? What happened? Charlie, when I lived in Mexico, when I was there for like 4 months, I took Ubers all the time. And Uber rides will cost you like fucking, at least back then, it would cost you like $2. $2. $2 fucking dollars to get like a pretty good distance. It'd be super cheap. It was so cheap. And I did so many rides. I used to drive for Uber and I have no problem if a passenger doesn't want to talk. Some don't, some do, some don't. Yeah, maybe it's because I felt like I was really sick and I was like, I don't know what it was. Yeah, but basically what I was saying is that when I was in Mexico, I took like 100 Ubers. If somebody needed a ride, I was like, let's get an Uber. You know what I mean? Like, I went to Mexico to adventure and to have fun, and you know, so when I found out that Uber was so cheap when I was there, I was like, hell yeah, let's go places. Let's not hold back. Sometimes people would be like, oh, well, we need to find a ride there and we need to do this, and I'd just be like, let's go, motherfuckers. So I had this Uber that was like account that was like 5 stars as a passenger, as like a rider. And when I got back from Mexico to the United States and I got into an Uber, the guy was like, he's like, you know, normally I don't bring this up, but like, you have one of the best like ratings I've ever seen. And I was like, really? And he like showed me and it said like that I had like one of the highest ratings. But I don't know if it's really easy to go down in rating as a rider. Last year I had to do all these really big art events, and the artist would have all these friends that would like fly out from different countries. It's running all right. We're doing okay. I did want to work on it tomorrow, but I might give it another day. I want to talk to the dude that lets me do it on his property. But yeah, how are you doing? What's good? Van's running good today. We're doing all right. But I didn't work on it again yet. But I did get some more tools in the mail. But yeah, what was I saying about Uber? Something about the ratings of the riders. Does it tell you much? When you pick a ride, does it tell you if this person has shitty ass reviews or like a really low score? Or does it like deprioritize people that have worse ratings based off choice? Or does it just match you up with somebody and you're like, oh shit, this person is like, has never gotten a ride before. Like you're wondering like, oh shit. Sorry, I made you forget. No, it's okay. That's not very important. Bro, we need to find, this guy's still sitting here trying to start his van. I feel so bad. I feel like you know what this is I feel like this is like foreshadowing. Like I need to take this dude's broken down battery and the fact that I can't jump it for him because I don't have jumper cables, and I feel like it's the universe trying to prepare me for something. Okay, we need jumper cables, we need a battery jumper, and we need a new battery under the hood. All right, guys. Anybody need any contractor work done? Anybody need any landscaping or handyman work, or, you know, paint your walls or something? I'm trying to make some extra cash here. Anybody got remote work? This is something I should ask every time we have like peak viewership. Like, hey everybody, who's hiring? What you up to, Joe? How you doing, man? It's always good to see you, bro. You guys, Joe's a fellow Michigander, which means he's like he's like a relative, damn near. He's like a cousin. Stuffing your face with what? What you eating? Jets pizza with a Faygo and a pack of Newport 100s and a 40 ounce of Mickey's. I'm trying to think of the most Midwestern Metro Detroit, like what else did my friends have all the time? And me. Just thinking about all the times that I like used to get drunk with my friends when I was a teenager, and like I stopped drinking when I was like old enough to drink. Like I never had a problem with drinking, but I did all my drinking in my like late teens, mid to late teens with my friends. I just remember being in like my friend's uncle's garage with like all these tools and like collectible cars. And we would just like sneak in there and bring a bunch of cases of beer and get super drunk together. We were like way too young. Just me and a couple dudes hanging out, getting shit-faced, laughing at each other, throwing up. Occasionally we'd go downtown Detroit, go to like a rave or go to somewhere, a concert, get drunk before. I don't really enjoy it. It was more of like a phase, you know? It's experimental. Chops, mac and cheese, carrots, no Newports, quit cigs January 17th. Whoa! Over a year ago. Nice, man. Hell fucking yeah. What were you smoking before you quit? I don't feel like, you know, I guess it's been over a year. You can talk about it. Were you smoking newies? I forgot. I feel like we talked about this before. When I used to smoke cigarettes, because I definitely smoked cigarettes when I was a teenager. For sure, for sure. When I turned 18, I was like, fuck yeah, I'm gonna go buy a ton of cigarettes. But I did quit. I smoked Newports. Newports would give me like a head rush. I'd be like, how the fuck do people smoke these damn things? You know, because I was like a teenager. And then I went through a phase where I thought Marlboro Reds were really good. And then I started smoking Marlboro Milds, which were like the blue and white pack. And then Marlboro Milds, I got stuck on those. But I think that American Spirit tobacco in my spliffs is kind of low-key just as like addictive as the tobacco I used to smoke. You know, some people drink coffee, some people, I don't know how people blow off steam, but I'll tell you what, when I used to smoke cigarettes, I would take a break at my job and I'd go outside, smoke a cigarette, and I'd be like, thank fucking God for this stupid cigarette. Just be like, so glad that I brought it. I'm so glad I got a break. Oh, you know. It's almost like you're young, but you're like acting like you're older. Just like 16-year-old on break at work. Man, life's so tough. I'm working all the time. It's like your first job. You smoked for about 15 years? Damn. It's a hard habit to kick, man. You know what's another one that's hard to kick is caffeine. Cause like I feel like when you have caffeine, you just get by. And then if you quit caffeine completely, you start having like these super low, energetically low days. And it's hard to figure out what like nutrients or what food or what drink or what the fuck is gonna perk you up at least enough to not feel sluggish. You know, like what caffeine does for me is on a day where I feel like I want to get shit done mentally, and I planned on getting shit done, but I wake up and I feel like a bag of shit, and I'm just laying there feeling lazy and not motivated. When I get a little bit of caffeine, it tricks me into being motivated. It's like, wake up, bitch. You're not tired anymore. Let's go. You got some spunk in you now. And then I get up and I'm like, yes, thank God I drank a little bit of caffeine this morning. Watched my uncle die in the hospital for 16 days, so I put cigs down. He had a tube in his lungs. When I saw that, I said, yep, no more. Well, I'm glad you stopped. Either way, that is also just a really traumatic thing to see. That's wild. My condolences to your family. Yeah, that'll do it though, huh? Right, Joe? You see some shit like that, you're like, all right, yep, it's time for me to wise up on this thing. Like it's like when you get that much of a clear sign from your surroundings and from your family. It's kind of like my dad actually passed away from alcohol abuse, like when I was young, and he died. His liver just fucking went, you know? And yeah, when I saw that, I was like, oh fuck, man, this shit can really fucking kill you. You know, my dad was young, he was like good looking dude, you know, he had a lot of potential, and he really threw it all away. And he was a really good example of how like a really good person can throw their shit away, and it can all happen really fast. And that if you're not wealthy enough, you can't get a liver transplant, you gotta just die. And when I saw all that and like the subtle undertone of like the government and the medical industry, and how like if he was a celebrity, he could have just afforded a new one and nobody would care. But since he's an alcoholic, he can't get like a transplant because they're afraid he's just gonna destroy the next one that he gets. And all the realities hit me when I was young, when I saw my dad going through that and then he passed away. I was like, yeah, I probably shouldn't fucking drink. It was pretty much, I made that decision then. You know, I've drinking just to be social, you know, like in a really eventful moment where I shared toast with everybody kind of thing, but never ever ever gonna try to get to the point where I feel like I need to catch a buzz off alcohol for any other reason than a special moment, you know. What up, Mr. Nobody? How dark is it? I can't even see my screen. Oh, it's not the worst. Enjoy the lurk. Enjoy the games. Man, if I could just have a slumber party with at least somebody on stream from our community, preferably somebody who's not going to axe murder me. But if I could like park my van at somebody's house on one of these adventures where I'm driving through like California or Arizona or wherever the fuck, who knows where I'll be. But where we could just chill and play some games together. Like, God, oh my God, I miss that. I miss being able to jam, either whether it's like play some games online with people or just play with people in person. That'd be so fun. If he was here in Detroit, we could crank it up. Hell yeah. Out of context, that sounds really weird. It's going all right, Mr. Nobody. Thanks. You look fine from my end. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Wait a minute.
666 FU.
What are you?
That's a dope name. I like that. No pun intended. Well, no, I would. That'd be dope. It would be sick. It's been forever. It's been, dude. The last time I played a game online with other people was like, bro, 2 years ago. 2022. I've played games on my Switch. I beat Mario like 4 times in the last year. I got to the second disc of Final Fantasy VII on my Switch, the original, not the remake. Like during the last 6 months of this journey in the van, there was like a day I decided to open up my Switch and play Final Fantasy. It was nice. It's also nice to have it on a bigger screen. I really do want to look into getting like a folding monitor when I get better power and stuff. I want to get like one of these little like, kind of like a tablet, but it's a monitor. And then I could hook up my Switch to that monitor. Oh, I think that lady's gonna get him jumper cables. He's gonna ask me to jump his van with my van, I think. I think that's what's happening. I think he's gonna ask me if I can jump his van with someone else's jumper cables. If not, that sucks, because I will. Yeah, I don't think he's found anybody yet. Man, I could take him to the store to buy jumper cables. Should I ask him if he wants to go? Let me see. I'm gonna use a translator. Maybe we should do a raid. I feel like I want to offer him a ride to at least the store to buy jumper cables. What do you guys think? ¿Quieres que te van a O'Reilly's para comprar cables de puente? You want to ride to O'Reilly's to buy jumper cables? Hey, Friggles, how have you been? It's good to see you. Sorry, the guy, the fruit guy, the guy that does the fruit, sells fruit on the corner, his van is dead. And I don't have jumper cables. I feel so useless. You think we should do a raid and then I'll take him to O'Reilly's to go buy some jumper cables? Then I can jump him? Or maybe he's trying to save a buck. Doesn't want to have to spend any money. He's really hopeful. He keeps trying to turn it over. Did you hear it? Click, 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 click. It just blows my mind that nobody could come and jump it for him yet. He doesn't even speak English. Like, not at all. Like a tiny, tiny little bit. That's why he's struggling asking people. Because if it was me, I'd walk around this whole park and ask every goddamn person in a car that I saw. You know, excuse me, sir. Excuse me, miss. Sorry to bother you. But he's like, you know, he's like, ¿Tú hablas español? Con permiso. Con permiso. Oh, gracias, joven. And you're like, what? And he's like, no inglés. No habla inglés. And you're just like, fuck. Opportunity to make a friend. I know. I guess I gotta ask him if he wants to buy himself jumper cables so that he doesn't think that I'm gonna buy them. Okay. I know, dude. I wish the dollar store didn't close because there was a dollar store right there in the corner. But just down the road, there's an O'Reilly's. They're probably going to be open for at least the next 30 minutes. Alright, who should we raid? I want to help this guy. I'm going to go over there in a second. I feel like it'll be really weird if I stream it. Who do you guys think we should raid tonight? Do you have any suggestions or referrals? Oh, that's true. You think that's what we should do, or should we just get battery cables and jumpstart it? Yeah, you're right. Oh, Friggles, did you get the update? I changed my water pump and a bunch of hoses and tensioner and all this stuff, but my new water pump is leaking just like the old one, which is not like a dramatic leak, but it's kind of fucking annoying that I replaced it and it's still leaking. So I bought a pressure tester and I'm going to do some various tests, and I'm going to take it apart again, and I'm going to try to clean the mating surfaces and around the mating surfaces and try to line the gasket up and re-torque the whole set of bolts on the water pump with a mathematical calculation, which is the number of bolts and the torque spec for those bolts, dividing those, and then doing every torque in increments all the way up. Yeah, it's awesome besides the water pump, but it sucks because that's the reason why I did all the work to begin with. But yeah, at least I learned a lot. Bro, I fucked myself up. I gashed my hands, I busted my knuckles, I scalped my fingers, I broke nails. It was some real fucking experience time. Like, I definitely learned a lot and was pretty pissed off and was rushed towards the end. And then the next couple days I was just like, God fucking damn it, that didn't work, and I needed to like rethink everything. And it's a hard gasket, same gasket as the old one, and the same one as everyone else that has these vans. I did send in a lot of questions and concerns and let everybody know what the result of my whole project was on these forums that I'm a part of, and they've all been pretty helpful and supportive and liking the posts and commenting their input and their suggestions and advice and answering my questions. So I also made a new update that said, well, I did all the work and it's leaking just like the old one. And I started learning that a lot of people experience this. And so yeah, I'm gonna have to do some tests and then attack it from some different angles again. But I want to write a like definitive plan on every test I'm gonna do and how I'm gonna test and keep track and make sure that, you know, hopefully we fix it and do it even better next time and there's no leak. And once I get that all kind of written out, or at least once, so I can think about it better by putting it down on paper, I'll tell you what my next plan of attack is. But basically it seems like testing it, potentially. I also bought like a little extendable retractable mirror so I could get into like weird crevices and areas to try to just really suss out the leak without having to take it all apart, and maybe have it partially disassembled and assemble enough of the coolant system to be able to run it still and pressure test it, or hook up the pressure tester to it and have better eyesight and visibility on certain parts around the pump and the lines that are going to the pump, just to make sure that something's not wrong. And so yeah, I'm gonna try to tackle it again. It wore me down, dude, because as you know, I've been preparing for this job for months, and it was so defeating because like I got sick like the day after. Started just like feeling miserable and extremely tired and lethargic, and was just like, oh man, my hands were just throbbing every day. Felt like all my cuts were infected, but they were just so deep and just healing that it was like, Jesus Christ. And I was getting like no sleep because leading up to the day of the jobs, because I was so excited and anxious to do it and stuff. So yeah, it was a huge learning curve in my life, and I'm grateful for it. I don't even think I'd rather prefer it have gone perfect the first time, because I feel like I only really got to learn so much doing it once. You know, you kind of take it apart, put it back together. And I feel like getting in there one more time will probably be better for me. Which also feels like copium, but either way. I'm back. My aunt called me, had the best conversation with her. She's going to Chile for natural herbalist courses. Nice. That's cool. So the fruit stand guy in front of me, he's like broken down with a dead battery. And I just wrote this thing on Google Translate, and I'm gonna go ask him if he wants me to drive him to the parts store. Either whether he wants to charge his battery or buy jumper cables so that he has jumper cables from now on, and I can jump him with my van. But I think I gotta try to save the fruit stand guy's day. So we'll work on that. Yeah, I'm gonna go over there. Who are we gonna raid? I don't want to do it on stream because that'd be awkward. We could though. We could try. So just leave it running and be like, I'm a streamer. How do you say that in Spanish?
Hi. Sorry to bother you. I have a huge favor. Is there any way you can charge our phone for a second?
I can't. I'm actually about to go. I gotta help this dude in the van up here and
Okay.
jump his car.
Okay, that's okay. Thank
It's
you.
okay. Don't do strangers favors in the dark. Never ever trust people. No, 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 no. If it was an hour ago, I'd say yes. Make sure if you jump him, hook up the cables correctly. Yeah, I definitely will try to do that, Fraggles. What do you mean by... No, when they walked by, I've never seen them before, which is sus. I know this area pretty well. And then when I heard somebody like trudging back, like I could hear the footsteps, so that's why I looked before they even came around the corner. Well, yeah, let me... Oh shit, today's Sunday. Oh fuck. I think O'Reilly's is closed. Ooh, that changes things. Fuck. Shit. Okay, let's look up another auto parts store. Oh man, these all close at 8. Oh. Oh. O'Reilly's is open for 18 more minutes. Oh yeah, I know, right? Honestly, I need to get jumper cables and I need to get a backup battery jumper. Because even if I just had one of those rechargeable little battery banks that jump starts cars, I could just hand it to him and he could just use it, you know? Fuck, I really need one of those. As long as that thing's charged up, you don't even need jumper cables. Damn. Okay. Should I... my god, it's getting down to the wire. Okay. Who are we gonna raid? Ghostbusters. This battery has top ports for battery acid. You can boil distilled water and add a load of Epsom salt, pour it into the cells. Used to restore to car batteries as a side hustle. Oh, wow. Damn, so you could like revive it without having to... You're basically rebuilding it. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna walk around and I'm gonna find jumper cables for him. That's what I'm gonna do. Okay, let's raid somebody. I'm gonna ask him if he wants to go buy some, and then, or I'll say, do you want me to help you find some jumper cables? I got your back. You guys got any community members that you're friends with that are streaming right now? That'd be like stoked if we dropped in. Okay, I'm gonna pick somebody. Do you guys ever watch GTA RP? I feel like it's hard for people to get into. Potential Bliss? Yes, let's raid him. It's causing lead plates to extend their lifespan by a few years. Oh, epic. That's interesting. So if I bought used batteries, they could potentially have had that done to them. Alright guys, let's raid Potential Bliss. He seems like he could use the support. Seems a little manic. I don't know. He talks too much. Nest is streaming. I don't think we've ever raided Nest. Evening, hope your day was good. Thanks, I appreciate that, Unity. You too. I'm gonna hop off. We're gonna raid somebody because I want to help this guy jumpstart his van. I feel like I'm the only person who's in close vicinity with him to help.
Cheer 19 last of my bits, good sir.
Thank you, Burgles. I appreciate you. We'll catch up soon in the daylight, and I'll show you all the tools that I've had to buy and all the. We'll open up the engine and talk about it, zoom in on some parts and shit. But I still have to replace the thermostat. But I did put new idler pulleys on there, a new serpentine belt. I have oil filter, so I can do an oil change. I bought the oil. I've got a new fuel filter. I've got a cabin filter and an engine filter. So I have some other things that I want to replace. Hopefully, it's gonna happen soon here. I just gotta ask my unofficial neighbor here if I can park in his backyard again and work on it. All right. Okay. Okay, we're gonna raid GTA RP. When we get there, feel free to say Bliss Raid or just drop the raid emote.
Feel free to say Bliss Raid.
God, my voice. Will you be live on Tuesday by chance? Probably. Friggles, if you ever want to be in the Discord, you feel free to join the Discord. It's pretty mellow. It's not like a bunch of people like always trying to interact with each other relentlessly or anything like that. Just a bunch of good people from stream. Therion's there. He posts a bunch of pictures of his school bus that he's living in. Daddy Pilkers is in there sharing pictures of his ambulance that he's working on and converting. Yeah, there's just like a lot of fun random shit there. Your voice is soothing. Thanks. I appreciate that. I feel like I've heard too much of it today. So, okay, perfect. If you like my voice, I really like the voice of the person that we're about to stream. I mean, raid. And the person that we're about to raid is a GTA RP streamer. And she only uses like a PNG tuber, meaning like she has like a cartoon character made of herself, so she doesn't use her face on stream. But she has like hundreds of thousands of followers and has really amazing streams with, they're just like good vibes. People are really kind there, sweet, comfort zone. And her voice is really calming. And she streams a lot. And I feel like I'm gonna be outed because if you start going to their streams, I'm probably always gonna be there and you're gonna be like, fuck, you're always in this person's streams. But it's like my favorite voice on a streamer. So yeah, that being said, I hope that you'll like their voice as much as you guys like mine. Their name is Crystal. I like to watch her too sometimes. Good. It's a really good stream to just like, especially if you just get stoned and just watch it for a while. You get like sucked into the role play sometimes. Her character is like Swan is the character that she's playing, and she's like hard not to love, but hard to get close to. Like anytime somebody compliments her, she just says like okay, you know, and like she's like soft on the inside and rough on the outside, and it's just this like interesting personality that it's fun to watch somebody role play because it's not this streamer's actual personality. She's trying to make a character that's like completely the opposite of her real life personality. So it's just fun to watch, and there's all kinds of characters and, you know, people that are like famous streamers like Saikuno, who's like used to stream on Twitch but is on YouTube now, and like Valkyrie and fucking all those people, and like Andy Milanakis is a very popular roleplay character in all these RPs. But yeah, let's raid them. Start up a raid. They're really sweet, and I hope that you enjoy their stream. I'll be in their chat and stuff, but I'm gonna walk around and try to help out this guy for a bit. I'll keep you guys updated on Discord. If you're not in the Discord yet, you can find it on my page or click this link in the chat. Yeah, keep in touch. I love you guys. Thanks for being a part of my life. Be good to yourselves. Please treat, you know, everyone that you love as good as you treat me, because I feel really grateful to have y'all in my life. So on that note, I'll see you in Crystal's stream. Yeah. I'll keep you guys updated. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.